Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Tales of Tairiku, obviously presented by Half Drawn Tabletop. This is session 2 of our delightful new game. I am very excited. No major announcements that I have off the top other than Oregon is doing another shutdown. Well, hello! Hi, new follower. Oregon is doing another shutdown for about 2 weeks or so. So I personally will probably be streaming video games periodically on this channel to fill the void of time that will be my life because I work in service industry. So, hello, Thamuz. We are just going to be doing that. I'll probably be trying to finish up the game that I started in October. Beyond that, a few of us also stream, and this channel does host them. Oh, well, hello. Hi, everybody. We're getting all sorts of attention. I love it. That makes me happy. So, beyond that, I don't really have anything to announce or speak forthwith. Anybody else have anything they're wanting to announce or present?
Everybody remember to start up your Sirenscape.
Yes.
Just as a reminder.
Yeah. Plug for Sirenscape. Yeah. It's a great app.
It's pretty quiet on my end.
Which
I don't know if that's intentional.
I will turn up the master volume then.
Yeah, like pretty dang quiet.
Okay.
The only reason I mention is because I entirely forgot to boot up mine.
Fair.
I still have a tab open for how much a RAM costs.
All right. So.
Just a single RAM? Why are you using? You need at least 2 sticks, man. 2 sticks.
Yeah, rams have organs and stuff. They can't be sticks.
We've had a long conversation about the value of rams versus goats and found out that they're roughly equivalent in terms of modern day commerce. So, if anybody's looking for an equivalent exchange for some sort of like farm-based alchemy, there you go. Rams to...
Actually, the farm near James's house. Farm.
You cut out there, and all I'm picturing is the farm near James's house is actually doing alchemy. So, you know.
They sell goats, but yeah.
Gotcha.
It'd be cool if they're doing alchemy.
Just like alchemy. Gotcha. All right.
That's Brady's farm. Brady's farm.
Yes.
They do alchemy.
Yeah, there you go.
Anybody else?
Well, black magic, but...
Cool. Well, I guess we will get into it. To recap, our first session began in the world of Tairiku, a strange and mysterious land in which many numerous spirits, both good and evil, inhabit this landscape. It's been ruled by an elven empire for some 2,000 odd years, and recently the emperor, who was supposed to complete the emperor's responsibility of attaining enlightenment and continuing the cycle of sacrifice in order to keep the great demon dragon Orochi, keep his spirit buried and suppressed. That cycle has been broken with the untimely death of the emperor. This party, such as it is a collection of largely unrelated individuals who have all made their way to this bustling dockside city of Port Kaze at the behest of a strange vision granted to them by a goddess called Umanai. They made their way to a temple, meeting one another along the way, and as they gathered at this temple, they were met with the remnants of the very first emperor of Tairiku, the Emperor Ieyasu. He presented the party with a responsibility, a request, and a hope. With the cycle broken, the risk of the pieces of Orochi, all 8 of them, somehow surfacing or awakening and wreaking havoc across the land is continuing to rise. To prevent Orochi's resurrection, the party was charged with finding all of the pieces of Orochi and destroying them once and for all. They were handed a spear with 7 branches in its blade, 3 on either side and a tip. simply called the Seven Branch Spear. It was the weapon that was originally used to slay Orochi in the first place by Emperor Ieyasu. After handing over this spear and begging that the heroes, such as you are, follow through with this request, his form was blown away into dust in the wind. In order to get along and try and figure out what your next step is, you were pointed towards finding the Thiefmaster of Port Kaze. Through a little bit of searching and questioning, you were able to find your way to a tanuki, Hachi, who was able to direct you to a bathhouse in which you met what you presumed to be the Thiefmaster, a very, very large ogama, a large toad-like humanoid, orange, brown, and yellow. Pardon me, orange, red, brown, and yellow in coloration. Massive and covered, along with his several ogama guard, in intricate tattoo work that runs up both arms and their backs. He said that he may be able to help you find what you're looking for, but before that, he set you to tasks in order to prove that you were, able to do the things that are necessary, and also as sort of a way to pay for the information that you were asking for. You were set to 2 tasks, one of which was to research the disappearances near what has been referred to as the Crying Well as of late, and the other was to see what sort of strange things were causing disruptions on the late-night beachside smuggling routes that the Thiefmaster has been using up until very recently. The party elected to check out the well first, and found, as you guys had entered this kind of muddy pavilion. Through an alleyway, you find yourself in a very small courtyard. The ground itself, from the rain, has just been turned to just wet, sloppy mud. The roofs of these buildings that are around you are no more than usually 1 story, very little in way of actual coverage, and they're simple, like wood and reed slats with stones on them, just at an angle enough to wash the rain off. And in the center of this place was a well, and you heard a faint sobbing sound. The architect, always the optimist, went to investigate immediately, finding what appeared to be a young woman with dark, wet, stringy hair hanging in front of her face, crying and huddled up against the well. He approached, and when he prompted her, she asked if he thought she was pretty, to which he responded, "Why, yes." And then as she turned and faced him and pulled the hair out of the way of her face, it was revealed that her mouth was slit from jawbone to jawbone, all the way almost to the ears, ragged, torn, and cut flesh revealing a maw of sharp, jagged teeth dripping with blood and viscera.
Like that.
She asked the question again, to which he responded, I believe, yes. And then she lunged for him. So, to start session 2 off proper, we're going to have some combat, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's get a few things going here. I've got...
Does it still count as yes if I said yes from the nose up?
Not quite.
Ooh, got some combat.
Yes.
Some dramatic wind.
I don't think I can hear my own combat music, which is unfortunate. Weird. I can't hear my own music. You guys can hear it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, that's unfortunate. Let me try this again.
This don't make me want to fight. It makes me want to groove.
All right. Well, for whatever reason, I'm not able to hear my
Please stop grooving.
audio. Let me reopen my Sirenscape player. Come on. Oh, thing go freezy freeze.
You harshen my husband's groove?
Indeed. Groove be harshed. Let me get this reopened, because it seems to be having an issue for me. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties and all that jazz. All right, online player going. Let's try this again. I'm gonna have to.
Jeff,
reload.
did you roll that 20 just now?
Oh, do we have 2 of those?
2 of what?
To what? Oh. I see what you mean. There's 2 20s.
No, that other one's been there for a while. The bottom one is new though.
All right.
Wait, what?
Roll
What
20
do you-
rolls.
Oh, roll 20 rolls. Ah, ye be rolling.
Ye be rolling. And rocking.
There we go. Now I can hear it. All right. So, I will get us over. We're looking at initiatives from everybody. Go ahead and roll those as I bring the map over. And let's position y'all.
Uh-oh. Oh.
So-
wow.
Obviously, our friend, the architect, is up next to the lady. Where would you guys say that you were?
Nat 20.
Dope.
She was sitting against the well, right?
She was sitting against the well.
I like being in the front. Let me put myself like right here. I'm just kind of one.
So if she was sitting against the well, I was opposite of her with her between me and the well.
Oh, Kyler, you're probably gonna have to give me control of the my token.
Did I not do that? Aha! That was the issue.
So is she like right up against the well, or?
There we go. Yeah, she was right up against it, basically. Hold on, let me make sure everybody can control their things. There we go. I think everybody should be able to... Okay, everybody else should be in control of their things now.
Yeah, I have no issues.
Alright.
Not with roll 20 anyway.
Cool. Alright, so we've got... Twice.
Can I actually? Is there any way I can? Let me read it. I don't know if I have to do it before or if I can do it after.
What are you trying to do?
I might guarantee that I get first roll here or first action here.
Okay. So...
Sorry, my D&D Beyond decided it was gonna magically disappear, so I'm re-navigating my character.
There it is. When you or another creature you see.
I don't know if this is an issue,
Mm-hmm.
but the stream doesn't show the entire screen.
Yes, I'll be zooming out
Okay.
in just a moment. I'm just making sure that...
So I have a DM question.
Yeah.
It says whenever myself or another creature I see within 30 feet of me makes a check or saving. Oh wait, I'm not rolling a check or saving throw. Carry on your wayward son.
I am carrying on my
Initiative
wayward
is
son.
an ability check.
Alright, unfortunately I can't get...
Initiative is an ability check.
Hold on here.
Is initiative an ability check?
Yeah. It
Yep.
uses your dexterity.
Okay, so it says I can use a reaction to add +5 to it.
Well, that's
Since-
broken. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
No, I
There
can,
we go.
I can add a +5 5 times.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That
that's...
is pretty nice.
So are you making it 25 total, or what are you doing?
If I can add it, yeah, I'm gonna do 25.
Alright.
Cause I don't wanna die.
Who do I have
Gross.
left?
Coward.
What did you get for initiative, Lee?
I got a 23, natural 19.
23, and then Jeff, you got a nat 20? Or no, you got 20 total.
Yeah.
Cool, that's there.
There we go.
And then Cameron is the only one I'm missing.
Yeah, I will put it in shortly. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Roll 20 is...
My
hiccupping
turn
for you.
order, I moved it over to the side, and then I readjusted the size of my window to let me also have my cameras up there, but then my turn order was in the part that I, like, shrunk the window over, and so it disappeared. So I had to make it bigger again to find it.
Gotcha. All right. We are nearly set up here. I am thoroughly excited. Hopefully
Yeehaw!
Still going good.
Ow.
All right. Sorry. I've got so many things I gotta get open. I should have had them open to begin with.
How dare you try to DM
Oh, you
7
son of a
people
bitch.
online.
I edited this to begin with, and then it didn't save it. Fuckers. There we go.
Get open! Get on!
Whoa! What was that? What did we get? I did not see. Hey, Matt! Hi, Matt. Thanks for watching. I've had Matt in a game previously. He's a good egg. Hopefully I'll get him into this shit at some point. Alright. Initiative of anything special? No, just that. Well, y'all got pretty high initiative, which is pretty good. So let's...
I was waiting for
I think
like a
everybody's in
30
there.
in it.
Yes. Alright, let's order this to descending. Alright. So, top of the combat round, we have the Architect.
Hey.
What would you like to do, my friend? She has lunged for you. You see as blood and ichor kind of drips from her fanged maw, her mouth raggedly cut from ear to ear. She's wearing a dirty, torn kimono. It seems to be like shredded and basically just like ripped apart in one side. Her fingers, which are fairly long and are missing small chunks of flesh out of them, hold a massive, wickedly sharp but rusty pair of shears. And her tongue kind of licks amongst the teeth as she is reaching for you. Also important to note, Zavis, you would have been aware that she was in fact a fiend. I apologize for misspeaking last time when you used your divine sense.
It is okay. I was wondering when you said you lied. I was like, what?
Oh, wow. Way to warn me there, Zavis.
This is information that I would have probably haven't said. Well, no, maybe. I would have probably let him see where this is going, so I'll say it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So, Ark, what's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Blink.
Blink. Good,
I
good.
ain't playing this. I'm not getting touched by her.
All right. You
You
cast
said
Blink.
she was pretty, though.
I
Is she not
did.
pretty?
She
All
got
right.
some gingivitis and a little tetanus, but other than that, she's still fine.
I'm gonna cast Blink, so that doesn't go off till the
Get
end of
the
my
fuck
turn.
out of there.
All right.
Let's see. I'm going to use a bonus action to... Where's my stuff and junk?
Your stuff and junk.
To use... I'm pretty sure I can... Yeah, as a bonus action.
I want to use my somatic screwdriver and scanner.
All right. Any save on that, or does it just work?
I just scan and I get a random piece of information. So...
All right. Let me see. 1, 2, 3.
For that, do you want to do the roll, or do you want me to do the roll?
I will go ahead and do the roll. Or actually, no.
Okay.
You go ahead and do the roll and tell me what you got.
I got a 3, which is I get to find out what kind of species she is, or what species she is.
She is a fiendish entity. Some sort of furious demon. You, through the magic of your device, you understand that she is an entity referred to as... Let me get the document up and going. Document. She is a Kuchisake Ona. You don't know much about what that is, but it is a malevolent spirit of some kind.
Alright, gaining this information, I'm going to, read my screwdriver.
Say "oh" and end my turn and blink out of existence.
All right, roll a d20 for me. Roll a d20. Let's see where you're at.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna roll my metal one. I'm feeling jazzy. Nat
Jeez.
20.
Nat 20. All right. As you seeing this, you kind of pull out your little screwdriver. You kind of backstep a little bit, point it at her, look at it after it goes off and beeps a little bit, and then go, well, that's probably not good. And then you kind of wave your hands, click a button on the tool there, and then you guys just see the architect just gone, as if he wasn't there to begin with. All right. That is your turn. Next up is Lee.
Okay. Am I hidden?
As you had moved, we discussed previously, you'd made your way up there and have used some illusions to try and disguise yourself. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Okay.
We'll just say at the start of your turn to determine how well you done diddly did.
Dang, we're getting good rolls today. It's a natural 18.
Natural 18, all right.
Which
so yeah,
makes it a 30 total.
Yeah, you feel safely hidden, and utilizing your shadow magics and the like, you're able to mostly disguise and mask your presence. You're little more than a shadow on a darkened rooftop.
Excellent. So if my normal movement speed is 45, what's... Oh, shoot. I just closed a tab on accident.
Oh no!
What's half movement for that?
It would be 20. We just round down.
Pew. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will move 20 feet up that along the rooftop.
All right. As you slink forward very quickly and quietly, almost silently, making your way across the rooftop.
All right, and then I will spend my action observing my allies' fighting styles.
Okay. Make an insight check for me, and this will just hold over for the round.
Yay, the first shit roll.
What'd you get?
11 total.
11 total? Okay. Having not gotten to see many of them do a whole lot, you just have your first basic impressions to go off, but your keen eye is on them. All right. Okay. Next up, Ray.
Yay! All right. Mind Spike. Give me a Wisdom saving throw.
Mind Spike. All right. Wisdom saving throw of...
The DC is 16.
16. A natural 17. So a total of 23.
Okay. So success, you still take half damage.
Half damage.
So take 10.
All right.
And that's psychic damage.
10 points of
purposes.
psychic damage, which I believe is perfect. Okay, cool. 10 points of psychic damage as you kind of bring your hands in front of you, kind of peeking out from behind your very large companion, uttering a few words and pointing at her. You see the air kind of shift around her, and it almost looks like something that's not there tries to drive a spike into this malevolent spirit's head. As you do that, you see when you hit her, she moves and shifts, almost as if there's almost like leaving after images, or like in sporadic bursts, she's in several places at once. Not like widespread out, it's just like several different images of her kind of appear as you hit. And she lets out a blood-curdling shriek. All right, is that your turn?
Yep.
All right. Cirrus.
Alrighty. I'm gonna move forward.
Okay.
Here.
can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay, sorry. I'm not really sure where the monk's key pool is.
My mom told me.
Looking for your key points.
Yeah.
It should be under abilities, I believe. Let me.
Features and traits.
Features and traits, yeah.
Class features. Yeah.
So features and traits, and then class features. I will note that the majority of us are using D&D Beyond, which I plug as a very useful tool, just because it's a nice digital character sheet, and I like it quite a bit.
It's so good.
Also, I've spent a lot of money on it, so of course I'm going to plug it.
Do better physical and digital product bundling, wizards.
Yes, right?
Sorry.
That would be amazing.
I spend double the money on every book because I like having physical copies as well as having the digital access.
Or just for goodness sake, give us a freaking PDF.
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice. Or a code that you can use to put on the D&D Beyond.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna bopper with my...
Alright. Whap. 16 for your first strike does not hit.
Hit. Okay.
You get 2 attacks.
Well, so I get, I can spend a key point to take 2 unarmed strikes.
Yes, so normally every time you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks to begin with because you are a monk of higher than 5th level.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so you can make a second attack, and that doesn't cost you any key. You just have your 2 main attacks, and then...
Right, and so it's saying that when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or monk weapon, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action, so it has to be unarmed, I think.
No. So, well, yes and no. So when you make your attack action, whether you're using your unarmed strikes or your monk weapon, whatever they are, you get 2 attacks with that, and then as a bonus action, you can make an unarmed strike, or you can spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows and do 2 unarmed strikes to follow up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you get your second attack regardless with whatever you're using, your staff or what have you. But if you want to do any additional attacks beyond that, they would be unarmed strikes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, then I will take a second swing at her.
Alright. That one will definitely hit.
Perfect.
Alright, so as you strike once with your staff, and she kind of shifts and moves out of the way as you rush forward, but your second one, you spin up, it cracks her underneath the jaw. Go ahead and roll damage. Nine points of magical bludgeoning, I imagine?
Yeah.
Alright, 9 points of... Sorry, go ahead.
It's still from the Staff of Striking, which I assume... Well... Yeah, it's a magic quarterstaff, so yes.
Very nice. That's right, I can keep track there. I don't have to do that. Alright, very nice. Alright, anything else you want to do with your bonus action, etc.?
Well, can I burn one key to use Flurry of Blows now?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll take
burn 1 key point. Now you get 2 unarmed strikes. So go ahead and make 2 attacks. Natural 20 and 15 does not hit, but the nat 20 obviously does. All right.
Heck yeah.
So roll 2 of your unarmed, or your monk dice, whatever they are.
And do I add the modifier to both?
You add your normal flat modifier for damage, so your normal plus 6, and then you would roll 2 of your dice instead of 1.
Yeah, because my unarmed strikes are 1d6 plus 3s, so it'd be 2d6 plus 3s. Is that what it was looking like?
Yeah, it'd be 2d6 plus 3.
Okay, perfect.
For your critical hit. Nice. 11 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Heck yeah.
Which is also considered magical.
Yep. So
Yeah, that's true.
Your first swing misses. Your second one cracks her under the jaw, and then you bring up a fist, hitting her, and then bring up a knee and crack her right in the chest. Her body does not feel quite there, and it gives a little bit, but you feel you're still making solid connections. She's desperately cold. You can already tell physically. Although you yourself are pretty inured to the cold, you can tell that her flesh, such as it is just clammy and frigid.
Okay. I'd like to spend another key point to have her make a dex saving throw. Or no, a strength saving.
Strength?
Oh,
all
no,
right.
I'm sorry. It's dex. It's dex.
A dexterity saving throw? Okay. And this is for one of your open palm abilities?
Yes, yeah, and it's a 15.
DC 15 dexterity saving throw. All right. She fails with a 3.
Perfect. So she falls prone, I guess.
All right. So she is prone. Hits the ground. Nice. Sorry, let me do a symbol of some kind for prone. It's a good. We'll do. What do we want for prone? Let's give her the boot. There we go. Boot means prone. All right, as your second hit that you strike with your knees, you've leapt into the air, lifts her up off the ground, and you just use your momentum to twist and basically send her careening as she hits the ground, and you kind of drive your knee down and then step back, staff at the ready. All right.
That will end my turn.
That's your turn then?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it comes to her turn. As she hits the ground, she begins to shift, and her form becomes sort of hard to see and keep track of for a second. And then she releases a blood-curdling, ear-splitting shriek, louder than anything you've heard in a long time. I need...
We lost Cameron as an FYI.
Oh, of course we did.
This happens to him, unfortunately.
Yeah,
yeah, just as because I know it screws up here.
Yeah. Miraculously, the only thing that's gotten... Okay, there we go. There we go. Hello, welcome back. All right. So, I need... what's the range that I did on this? Blood curdling streak. I need to... yeah, okay. I need... everybody except Yukio and Lee to make wisdom saving throws for me.
I think I'm good.
Yes, you are good because you are in liminal space.
I know what that is.
I got a 16.
Alright.
As far as I'm aware, I'm in another dimension.
Alright, so 16. Alright, you're okay.
This is important. If you are within 10 feet of me, you are immune to being frightened. Did you guys hear me?
Well, I guess with that, everybody succeeds. And as this happens, since you are, and I will mark the architect.
Paladin.
I will mark the architect with a blue thing to show that he is not quite there at the moment. With that, she's going to spin up onto her feet and is going to unleash 3 attacks against you, Cirrus.
Alrighty.
So first, she's going to lunge at you, trying to take a bite out of just the front of you. As she lunges forward, she's going to... does a 28 hit you?
Yes.
All right. I have D10s. Let me go get those.
For the sake of flavor, too.
What?
By the way, when that thing screamed out, I'm gonna laugh at it because I'm immune to being frightened. So after it screamed, I'm just gonna.
Very nice. All right. So you will take. No, I'm dropping things. I'm afraid. I'm the only one, apparently.
Wait, hold on. I can make you feel more comfortable. There you go.
That's.
We're all doing things for him.
How much damage is that?
Coward, throw it.
So we have 9 plus 16. You take 47 points of damage
Moly.
from the bite.
I'm officially afraid.
As she lunges at you and sinks her jagged maw deep into your torso, getting a hold of your shoulder, and you just feel immense pain. And then she's gonna take the scissors, and as she's got a hold of one side of you, she's trying to jab the scissors into your face.
Okay, so out of curiosity, being prone, what does that do? Does she have to like stand up?
So she
or-
uses half of her movement to stand up.
Damn, prone is not that good.
Prone is nice if you get them prone at the beginning, because every attack that you do against a prone target that's a melee attack gets advantage.
Oh, okay.
So it is good to knock her prone in the beginning, typically. Or if, unfortunately, her turn was coming up right after yours. If your allies had gone after you but before her, that would have been helpful, because they all would have had advantage on melee attacks against her.
Right.
Fortunately, that's kind of how she shakes out. So, okay. Does a 15 hit you?
It is not.
Okay. Another 28 will hit, and thankfully this does far
So-
less damage.
In response to the 15 not hitting me, I'd like to spend a superiority die and riposte.
All right, go ahead and spend a superiority die to riposte.
Also, I rolled my superiority dice and I only got 1. That's why I rolled a d6. So that's
Okay.
my 1 superiority die for this encounter.
Okay. What does the riposte do? Please run it by me.
So riposte is when a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend a superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against it. And then I add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll on it. I don't really understand. Do I roll another d6 just to add the damage, or how does that work?
Sorry, read that by me one more time.
So it's the last portion is when I do make the melee weapon attack against it, I add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll on it.
Yes, so then you're using riposte. The next time that you attack her, I believe, you would get to use whatever your superiority die is, like the type of die that it is.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So I'd
You add that extra to your damage.
damage. Okay, cool. So do I just roll to see if I hit it?
All right. Yes, you go ahead and make an attack roll,
Alright.
basically in response to her. That'll hit, so go ahead and roll your damage and add your superiority die to that as a damage.
Okay. So
She bites into your shoulder, the scissors fly at your face, you kind of manage to duck out of the way, and then smash into her, trying to, like, get her off of you.
there's that, and then it's a 1d6.
All right. You get to do your regular. Okay, so there you go. Yes, perfect. So 7 plus 5, so an additional 12 damage. Not bad.
Yeah, and then because I hit her, I'd also like to spend another monk die to.
Can you? Are you gonna try and? Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. I apologize.
Oh, you're good.
Monks are funky.
Funky monkey.
So she'll have to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Is this one of your open palm abilities?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's a con saving throw.
Got you. Are you trying to stunning strike?
Yes, I am, to stop from being stabbed by it.
All right. Constitution save. She succeeds with a 21.
Aha.
All right. Well worth it though. All right.
Yes.
So the other scissor attack that went after you though does 12 more points of slashing damage as she digs it into, kind of scraping along your face and cheek. Not quite, obviously, slitting your mouth open, but that's what she seems to be going for.
Mm-hmm.
What a disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting rude hoe.
So that will be the end of her turn.
Yes.
Yukio, it is now your turn.
Okay, so important thing to verify. I cannot Hex and Eldritch Blast in the same turn, correct?
You can, because Eldritch
I
Blast is a
can.
cantrip.
Okay. Well, actually, I might not even need to. No, I'm going to. Okay. So, if I want to run from where I am and hop onto this tree here, is that going to take an acrobatics check?
Yes, it will take an acrobatics check.
Okay. Well, I'm going to roll that. Oop.
This is
I
sorry.
accidentally
I'm
muted myself.
going
So that's
through
21.
21, yeah, without issue. You are able to run along the rooftop, jump over, and then kind of perch yourself on the top of the tree there.
And because I'm a badass, while he's running, he's going to do a couple hand sigils and then throw 2 shadowy shuriken at
I love it.
this bitch.
All right, go ahead and make your attack rolls as 2 shadowy shuriken just fly at it.
That's a 20 and a 14.
A 20 and a what?
I dropped a dice.
14.
14 does not hit, 20 does.
Okay. So then the one that does hit will deal, it was almost a 1, 7 damage.
7 damage, nice.
And then as a bonus action, I will go ahead and cast Hex.
All right. Hex, what are you giving her disadvantage on?
Let's see.
You pick a stat,
Strength,
and she has
I
disadvantage
suppose.
on ability checks that use that stat.
Strength has been relevant so far, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Ish. Sure, we'll go with that.
All right, so she is now hexed. She is no longer prone, so we'll get rid of the boot. And we will instead give her Spooky Doom Skull.
Get rid of the boot and give her the Doom Skull.
Alright, and is that your turn?
Yes, that is all I can do.
Alright, May, it is now your turn after you see one of your companions leap off a roof, his hands moving rapidly as he's rotating and doing some ridiculous flips and throwing 2 shadowy blades as they sink, one of them hitting her in the back and sticking, the other kind of just disappearing into dust as he lands and kind of grabs onto the tree and it bends slightly and then catches itself. What would you like to do?
May spends just a quick second talking to herself under her breath. Okay, everything sucks. We got this. And then she runs forward 30 feet.
Okay.
Except the user hits the wrong button and uses a measure tool instead. Okay. Runs forward 30 feet and just goes, "Oh, you little storm cloud, I just met you. Don't die yet." And then I'll lay level 4 cure wounds.
Damn.
On Cirrus.
Mucho gracias.
De Nada's Pizzeria. 4d8 plus 5. I'll roll that for you.
Thank you.
For 11, 19. Fuck yeah. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 health back.
Oh, God.
Oh, mama.
Nice.
And as that was not a small spell, that will be my turn.
Alright.
I'm here.
No bonus action or anything like that?
All my bonus actions are either spells or...
Excellent. May, as you run forward wearing your heftier scale armor and you kind of clink, 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 and you say your prayers as you guys see her kind of bring her hands up in a small kind of prayer symbol, and she reaches out and touches Cirrus. You see standing all around her and hanging off of her, just like several small monkeys on a tree, a bunch of little white figures, vaguely humanoid, the Kodama, as they just seem to wreathe and wrap around her. And then as they all just kind of reach forward, you see kind of bright white light emanate off of her, and Cirrus's body is invigorated with holy energy. All right, moving on to Zavis. We cannot hear you.
Forgot to put myself in push to talk because Kurt is talking in the background. At the start of my turn, I will look back at Ray and stay here. That thing's dangerous. It's a fiend. And then...
Huh? You're
right, cut out.
Yeah, sorry. Can I hit it from here?
What are you trying to hit it with? Yeah. You could move up there and hit it.
Her sword. She's gonna throw it.
I accidentally bound my fucking push to talk key on my back key, and I was like, why do I keep exiting?
That's alright.
So gonna be right up here. I'm going to roll to attack it with my sword. I'm gonna pull it out of the scabbard and roll to hit it. That is going to be, ooh, that's low. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm assuming an 11 doesn't hit, so what I'm gonna do is, since I really want to hit this thing, I'm gonna use my channel divinity now and use my guided strike, which adds plus 10.
Gotcha.
So instead of an 11, it's a 21 now.
Okay. And that was just your first attack?
As I am... Does that hit?
21? Yes, that does hit.
Yes, okay. At the same time, too, I'm going to use a bonus action as well to shout Ixen, which activates my flaming sword.
Mhm.
So my sword suddenly catches on fire as I bring it down to hit this monster. So I'm going to... The sword is going to be 1d8 slashing. Where's my d8? Okay, so... Oh, I rolled an 8, so that's 8 plus 8... 12.
Alright.
And now I have to roll for the fire damage on the sword.
Okay.
Which is 2d8. That is 5 fire damage.
So, total of 17?
Yes, 17.
Alright.
That was for the first attack. Can I also... It's another special move. Can I also Divine Smite in the same turn and use another special? I don't quite know how special
Yeah, you can just choose to burn spells as needed.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and burn a spell slot to do a 3rd level smite on this motherfucker. Which
Alright.
is 4... Which is 4d8 radiant.
Okay.
That will hurt.
You bet it will.
That's going to be 8 radiant for the first, because I'm doing 4, so I need to roll 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, I rolled the wrong dice. Fuck, it's d8s, not d6s. I'm stupid, sorry. Okay.
It's alright, re-roll those.
So 7 plus 7, 14, 15, 16. Let me roll one more. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21.
21 points of radiant damage. Alright.
I bring down a fucking fury of radiant and fire damage on this thing, and then I'm going to use my second attack now.
Okay.
I'm gonna slash through it with the fucking fire and the radiant, and bring my sword back down again on it. And that is, haha, that was a 19, so I have like a plus 8, so I'm assuming a 17.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Alright, so where's my d8? That is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 slashing damage, and then my 2d8 for the fire, because it doesn't go away until I speak the word again.
Yep.
And that is 4 fire damage.
Okay. Are you spending any more spell slots, or are you for smite, or are you good?
I don't like this thing. You know what? Let's fucking go. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
Okay.
That's my husband.
I like this because the more resources you expend here means the less likely we are to go directly to the next encounter, which means I can also spend resources here.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just burn a 2nd level spell slot this time for another smite. So hold on, that is going to be 3d8.
Smite me, almighty smiter.
And I'm gonna bring my sword down again and just...
How much more damage do you do with the radiant?
Ooh, that is 2 8s. Oh, baby. That is 16, 17, 18, 19 more radiant damage. As I just fucking, like, cleave this thing with my fiery radiant sword.
Alright, yeah, as you rush forward, you speak your command words, gripping onto the blade, and with the classic samurai pose, as you've trained extensively these last 5 years, your blade leaps forward. Reaching forward with your underhand, you grab it and snap upwards. Fire and divine light creates a sheet, not a trail, but a sheet of holy flame in front, cutting up through, and then you bring it down in the classic over the head Hmong strike and just cleaves straight down, and there's just a gout of flame
I love it.
as she shrieks and shifts, almost as if she's like jumping in 8 different directions at once. You did some heavy damage there.
Still alive?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I was worried for a second there.
No, we just getting
His
started.
response made it seem like you don't
Good.
get to worry yet.
And actually,
Yeah.
to wit there, before your turn begins. So,
Oh, God,
the lot
that's
of you
very
who are
active.
present, Ark, you're able to kind of like not see what's going on. You're just kind of shifted into this liminal space. You're like, huh, this is pleasant, for about 6 seconds. The rest of you, the ground begins to shake, and you hear this horrible, like, sound, and the rushing of some sort of liquid. And then suddenly, from the well, this eruption of black liquid, some ichor, sprays up and begins raining down on the lot of you. I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws except for... Let me look at the range on this just to make sure.
Please note you get a +4 from being within 10 feet of me to your saving throws.
Everyone except for Lee and the architect.
Ah, bummer, man.
Yeah, you're like
shouldn't have hopped
just
onto that
barely in the range.
I shouldn't have hopped onto the tree to be cool, man.
It's alright.
Because I could have done everything I did from the roof. Alright, what kind of save was it again?
A Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Oh,
was there
man.
anything to do other
Please
than-
remember your +4s if you're within 10 feet of me.
I'm just hitting myself for trying to show off. Okay, 13.
13, 19, 19. Rob, you gotta... Did you roll a natural 1?
5.
I'm sorry. I wish I was
I'm
closer to
in
you.
10 feet of my. I'm not in 10 feet of my husband.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oof. Alright,
Get sludged on.
Pretty much.
Cameron, what'd you get?
13.
13, alright. So...
I'm worried.
Zavis and May, you two are okay, and you will take half of this. So
Damn it.
I only have so many heals.
At least I can heal as well. So.
True. We might need.
all right. So those of you who succeeded take 10 points of poison damage.
Okay.
The rest of you take 20
Oh,
points
no.
of poison damage and are take 20 points of damage and are considered poisoned. So you have the poisoned condition.
How many people are poisoned? Or wait, who all failed?
You're not there. You have no idea.
I don't know who's there.
Everybody
Let
but
me-
May and Zavis, right?
Let me cheat a little bit.
Yeah,
And Lee,
May
you
and
didn't have
Zavis
to make the
succeeded. Everybody else failed. Lee is too far out to actually be affected, but only barely. And
I don't have enough spell slots to help
as
you
it
all.
would turn out, also hitting the ground, as you did not realize they were fired up into the air, you
Oh
see
boy, ads.
3 bloated, partially decayed corpses
No.
Yummy.
wearing armor and clothing that at first seems odd until you realize it is reminiscent of the Port Kaze guard. As 3 bodies hit the ground and then immediately begin to stand up, fingers gripped and clutching around weapons.
When I see them, I'm gonna look at them and go, "This is gonna be fun."
Ark, you get to pop back into reality within 20 feet of where you were. So where would you like to pop back into?
Right where I was standing.
All right, as you pop right back into what's going on, you suddenly see this turn of events as everything's covered in this wretched black ichor that smells horribly. And your allies are kind of crowded around fighting this this woman, such as she is. What would you like to do?
As he pops out, he's gonna quickly look around and be like, I see things are going well. He's then going to look at the woman and go, oh, you poor thing, and put his hand on her and use detect thoughts.
Okay.
He's after what she
Okay.
wants.
He cray.
Detect thoughts. I would say, just make an intelligence check for me.
I wonder if I can do that.
Are you dumb?
Might not.
I ain't no big brain at all. Wait.
Yes, you are. That's like your whole character.
And extending 25.
25. As you kind of reach out and put a hand on her and delve into her mind in an attempt to, well, you just kind of take the screwdriver and, like, jam it underneath, like, where her ear and jaw meet. You're just like, yeah. A wave of discordant and erratic thoughts begin just assailing your mind. And you take a moment to kind of just, like, focusing and breathing this cascade of strange and utterly horrifying information. A lot of pain and a lot of anger. What you gather is that she was a woman that was horribly abused, and I'll spare you the details, but there's some pretty bad imagery there. She wants revenge. She wants absolute revenge. This creature is consumed by hatred and rage at how she was treated and the things that happened to her.
Do I have any idea? Like, is it clear for me who she wants revenge on, or is it like just general, like, I'm here to fuck shit up now?
In general, from what you gather, her abusers were numerous. So,
All right. As
and you do get the last dredges of her last few moments of actually. She died of some sort of illness and her body weakness, and she actually died next to this well.
all right. Gathering all this information, he takes on a more solemn tone. He's not nearly as excited as he was before, and he just says, "I'm sorry," and uses
Healing Word as a bonus action on, let's see. Can I reach Ray with
Healing
30
Word.
feet?
Is she within 30 feet of you?
Yeah, I don't know if Ray's within 30 feet of me.
No, just outside of 30 feet.
Oh, I'm gonna use it on the cloud person whose name I forgot. Give me a moment. Cirrus. I'm gonna use Healing Word on Cirrus, and I'm gonna say sorry to the girl before I blink back at her.
Alright, roll a d20. Let's see if that happens. Question. Detect thoughts. Is that a concentration spell?
No, I can do it at will.
Okay, cool.
A 10?
You stay right where you're at.
Oh, with blink, oh, shit.
Yep. You think you're gonna disappear, and then... you're still here.
Guys, I might die.
Oh, no!
You got this. You're fine.
Alright, we move on to Lee. It is now your turn.
You'll die how you lived. Absurdly.
Lee, seeing your allies moving in action, you're getting a quick assessment of their abilities, and you have a distinct understanding that you are in the presence of one Arcanist, a couple of holy folk, somebody whose abilities and techniques are entirely a mystery to you, and then somebody who moves and acts in the fashion that you are familiar with. You see classic actions of a clan of unrecognized, or I guess governmentally unrecognized demon slayers and demon hunters.
Oh, okay. And wait, who is that?
That would be Yukio.
Okay.
I will elaborate later, but you recognize some of his movements, actions, and techniques as those commonly used by the one of the eastern clans of demon slayers.
Oh, I never even rolled my healing for that Healing Word.
Yes, go ahead and do that.
That's important.
How do I do the ruler thing?
Just a little bit.
It's on the left-hand side of the screen. It's a weird, like, little round thing with a comb or toothbrush-looking bit poking out of it.
I think it's a ruler.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a ruler, but...
9.
All right, Cirrus, you regain 9 hit points.
Sweet, thank you.
All right, can I hop off this roof without losing any momentum of movement?
Make an acrobatics check.
The dude has a tail, and he has to do an acrobatics to jump off a roof?
I mean, it's not a high check.
What is this, communist Canada?
Plus, I do get I have a racial trait that makes that easier for me.
Yeah.
So
what'd you get?
It's a 24.
Yeah, without difficulty, you're able to just quickly slip off the roof, not losing much movement at all.
I'm gonna do one of those like ninja side flips off.
Gotcha. As you kind of roll off, hit the ground, your feet kind of splaying in the mud, and you end up with sort of like a 3-point landing.
Nice.
With the tail, it's a 4-point.
Yeah. The tail goes and whips up in like a funky curve. All right.
These are important details.
I'm guessing my character gets the sense that these dudes who popped out are probably not good for us.
Absolutely. They are clearly some sort of undead.
All right. This shit seems pretty serious, so I'm gonna whip out the shadow blade. I'm gonna.
All right. You see as he hits the ground, his legs kind of splaying behind him. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say that I do some ninjutsu hand symbols, like just like Yukio. And
similarly to Yukio, as the legs splay out, he begins sprinting forward. His hands coming together, making a couple of quick symbols. Hand whips out to the side, and then you see black energy as it creates a black, shadowy, kind of ever-shifting blade. And then go ahead.
All right, I'll make my attacks. This is at nighttime, so we're in at least dim light, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The lighting is not good here.
Okay, so these are at advantage then.
Cool.
There's at least my sword lighting things up a little bit.
Yeah, there is light coming off of Zavas's just burning blade, but that's about it. Still plenty of shadow for you.
So first hit is a 25.
That'll do it.
Excellent. And I'll just roll damage for that.
Okay.
Just in case it's enough, but I kind of doubt it is, but I'll do it anyway. All right. 24 psychic damage with sneak attack.
Nice.
If it applies, I had advantage, so.
24
I guess I
damage
should
sneak
clarify.
attack?
Yeah, did I get sneak attack damage on that?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so 24 psychic, still standing?
Yes, still standing.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then a 22 to hit.
22 to hit.
Does that hit?
It does hit, yes. Go ahead and roll damage.
Another 18 psychic damage.
Another 18. All right. Still standing as you take 2 heavy swings against it. The shadowy blade kind of cutting along it, and you see just dark arcs of energy kind of swirling around and through its kind of vacuous head, kind of twisting between the empty eye socket and through the mouth and such. A very interesting and odd sight. All right, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, Ray, it is now your turn.
Is mad. All right, so we've got a ninja dealing with one of the zombies. Ray, assessing the situation on the battlefield, realizes that any kind of an AoE that she's got is going to hurt more than is acceptable. So she'll back up slightly. Do I not have control over my token again?
Why do you not have control over your token?
This token is rambunctious.
Were you measuring before?
I switched back to the pointer.
I know I do that.
You should be able to move your token.
Let's reload and see if it stops glitching.
Weird.
Select move. Yeah, nope. All I can do is make the little... Alright, well, back me up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares.
Oh,
back
hold
me
on,
up
hold
4
on, hold
squares
on.
and down 1.
I'm dumb. I think I figured out the issue.
Okay.
Sorry, I got it. 1 second.
Yep.
Sorry. Can be controlled and edited by... It was something on my end, so...
Sure.
There you go. You should have control now.
Probably take it a hot second to update the permissions.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
All right. There we go. Moving out of the way.
Yep, and then she is incredibly angry at our ghostly companion.
Mm-hmm.
Messed up all of my nice clothes and shit. So we're going to do Mind Spike again, but this time we're going to do it at 4th level.
All right.
So give me a Wisdom saving throw.
That's a 21.
Okay, so pass. So you take half of the following. You take half of 30, so 15.
15 points of psychic damage is again the weird shifting energy around her head causes frustration and pain. All right, is that going to be your turn?
Yep, I think that's going to be it for that one.
All right, Cirrus, your go.
Also, I think I'm immune to poison, so I don't think that applies. Whatever the effect.
You're immune to the poisoned condition, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so you are not poisoned.
Okay, cool. Alrighty.
You do still take poison damage, an important distinction.
Yes.
But...
Yeah, that makes sense. Just take a swing at her with the old...
Nice. Whack.
Do another one.
Whack.
Alright.
Dang, dude.
Whack.
Roll both damages here.
As your staff, you finally getting the Mind Spike kind of ripping her head free after the flaming blade goes through. You're like, an opportunity. Bam, bam! You just take 2 slaps at her head with the staff.
The way her face all cut up.
Yeah,
Whack.
22 points of bludgeoning damage. Very nice.
And I guess I have a question. If she moves, even if it's involuntary, does that trigger everyone's reaction to attack her?
No. It's involuntary movement does not trigger opportunity attacks.
Does not. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll expend one more point of chi and make 2 unarmed strikes.
All right. As another flurry of blows comes up, your staff kind of whipping over your head, smack, smack, ends up behind your back, and you lead forward with an elbow.
There's the first one, and there's the second one.
Both hit.
Nice.
All right, 6 and 8. Very nice.
I guess I'd like to make a strength check against her for one point of key.
Okay. Are you making a strength check, or is she doing a save?
She's doing a save.
Okay. Very nice. Strength saving throw. That's an 18.
It does. She's fine.
Okay. All right.
Then I'll just pass.
All right, that's your turn. Okay. As the turn comes around to hers, You see her form is shifting erratically, and she kind of twists and then is gone, just disappears, and then reappears.
I'm in danger.
I would say she reappears right over here. And is going to go ahead and make a few attacks at you, Ray.
Lovely.
Tell her it's pretty. It works.
All right. This is going to be a lot of fun for me.
Well,
You
that kind
monster.
All right. First attack. Does a 22 hit you?
Oh yeah.
All right. This is the bite. This is the bad one.
I don't want to look.
It's not going to be good, let me tell you.
Music came back.
All right. Not so bad, not so bad.
We lost someone.
And probably.
We got him back.
Got Mandy back.
Wait, I left?
Yeah, you said you
Yeah,
didn't want to look and then left.
What?
You take 29 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
I'm down.
I don't know why my...
All right.
Damn.
Wait, you went down at 29? Oh, wait, you got hit earlier. Never mind.
I got hit by 22 earlier.
I forgot about that. I was like, you only have 29 health?
Is
I'm a
Siren's
wizard,
going
man.
right now for
Yep.
anyone?
Yeah.
Because mine's not working. What
Mine
the
just,
heck?
like, suddenly kicked back in.
It is an
When you
online
mentioned
beta,
that, I'm like,
so-
oh hey, mine is not working.
Yeah. It's weird. I could, like, play it, but couldn't hear it earlier, so... Very weird. All right, as you lie unconscious, that was her first attack, and then she's going to use the remainder of her attacks to instead pick you up.
Don't like that!
So she she scoops you up, kind of grabbing a hold as she's unconscious. That's going to be the remainder of her action as you see her scissors make their way up to Ray's mouth. That is her turn.
Lovely.
Yukio.
Well, that completely throws a wrench in my entire plan.
I'm
She's
good for
way
that.
farther away from me than she was. Also, yeah, I can't get Siren's Cape to work, and I don't know why, and that kind of sucks. Damn,
I
dude.
suggest rebooting and then checking what your outputs are routing to, but that's probably not for live.
Oh, fucking
I
sweet.
can't imagine they would be routing to anything but my headset, but...
You'd be amazed at what Windows can do.
and I mean,
I
it's not
see
showing any
husband.
sound coming through it like it does when things are playing, so...
The
Weird.
way that
It's not that
Windows
it's playing
handles
sound, I'm not
devices
hearing
is
it.
shit. Sorry.
It's just not...
Yeah,
receiving
I'm sorry.
anything. No, it's cool.
Yeah, it is an online beta, so I'm sure there's just something buggy, stupid going on.
Sorry, I had a plan, and it was gonna be cool, and then you had to go and ruin it.
I mean,
didn't
that's my
shit.
job as a DM.
Not you, him, yeah. So
Running to the
I
bathroom. while
guess
look at-
I'll lean back and springboard myself off this tree here and get up
Using
next
the
to this
leather,
guy.
string it back, and then leap. Make an athletics check for me.
Huh?
Make an athletics check for me as you're leaping off this tree.
Okay. Let me get to it. Athletics, you say?
Yes, sir.
That's a 17.
17. All right, good. As you get a good amount of clearance, leaping forward.
And then I guess I'll just attack this dude.
All right.
You know, I had other things, but it's fine.
All right, go ahead and...
Find my attack here. I went the wrong direction. So
Are you summoning Natsuki?
I should already have it out.
Okay. Yes. So your blade, as it's been seeming to appear out of nowhere, this strange, like, black and purple, like, sheened, odd-looking weapon with essentially, like, two handles, one coming out the back and one the front, and then a long, not quite like a reverse scything blade.
Yes.
Go ahead and make your attacks.
I like to think that it looks like basically just solidified shadow.
Yeah, it's just like solid shadow, and it kind of as you like shift it, move it around, it kind of has this like purple sheen to it, but it doesn't seem to be reflective, which is odd on the eyes.
So 22 on the first.
22 hits.
And the second is only going to be a 15.
Okay.
Does that hit?
Maybe. Yes, it does.
Okay. So we'll roll damage on those.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna come down for 11 damage.
All
It's
right.
gonna pop to his other hand. He's gonna come down for another less damage, 8 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll activate Natsuki's bonus action attack.
Okay.
For 21 to hit.
21 hits.
And then I will grip it in both hands and come down for another 9 damage.
Okay. Very nice, very nice. Still standing, but that was a good series of blows. As Blade kind of spinning from one hand to the next in a variety of cuts and slicing, just quick, rapid movements. You lay into this thing for 3 quick slashes. Getting off a good couple of hits. Is that your turn?
Yep, I believe that is all that I can do.
All right. As it now comes to these guys' turn, as they've all stood up and are turning. They have rusted, pitted swords in hand, and they are each going to take 2 attack. This one is going to take 2 attacks against you, Yukio. Does a 15 hit?
15 just barely does not hit.
All right. Then a 22 or 23 will hit.
You betcha.
All right. So you will take 11 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
And you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't like that. But I'll do it anyway. No, you bastard, die. It sat on 15 for so long, and then it rolled over to 1.
You will take an additional...
Oh wait, that was a 7, not a 1. I misread that, so it's not as bad as I thought, but it's still a 9.
Okay, you do still fail, so you take 9 more points of poison damage.
No, stop hurting me so much.
This one is going to move up and make 2 attacks against you, Architect.
We can assume they both hit.
A 19 and a 22.
Oh.
Yeah, I got whopped.
All right, so you are going to take 17 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay, that's concerning. Alright, Constitution saving. 10. And how much damage did you say I took?
You took initially 18 points of slashing. And then you failed your Constitution saving throw, so you're going to take, additionally, 5 points of poison damage, for a total of 23.
Okay.
And then the other one that is faced with Lee is going to make its 2 attacks against him. Or them, I should say. I should and I will. Does a 17 hit you, Lee?
Negative.
All right, then the other one definitely does not. It takes 2 swings, but you very quickly dance out of the way without much difficulty. May, it is now your turn.
Mm-hmm. A point of clarification. I believe if I use bonus action Misty Step, I cannot also use a healing spell. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is the bonus action Misty Step a cantrip?
That?
It is not.
Okay.
Misty Step is not a cantrip. No.
Gotcha.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to double check. Well, on the bright side, since I am a grave cleric, I do have the ability to do max healing instead of having to roll for healing when someone is at 0 HP. So, I am going to go ahead and use a 5th level healing word on our baby over there, Ray.
You have to move to get within 30
So
feet
you
of her, I
get
believe,
5.
right?
Nope. Healing word is a 60-foot.
Gotcha.
Dope.
All right, so whatever the maximum
Healing
amount of
word
healing
is
you would
60
get.
feet.
Is how
It's
much?
going to be 25.
That's a pretty insane feature.
Yeah. So boom.
Yeah.
How do you
25.
cast this spell, my dear?
Um,
What is your healing word, I should say?
Spirits help.
This enormously tall woman with this very soft, mousy voice. Spirits help. She points her hands in a kind of a prayer, like twisted, sort of like some sort of like prayer position. As you see, she does that, and you notice for just a brief moment there is a Kodama sitting on top of Ray's head, and it just kind of leans forward and pat, taps her on the noggin, and Ray, your eyes shoot open as you regain 25 hit points, and you realize that you are currently in the grips of this horrifying creature as its dripping, tooth-filled maw is over the top of you, and you see the pair of rusty scissors aimed at your mouth.
Okay. Quickly gotta just scramble out. It's up to you, Zavis. And then run here.
Okay.
Run here and aim a sacred flame at this little buggy.
All right, go ahead. What is it? Dexterity saving throw?
Dex 17.
Dex 17. Ooh, doggy.
Don't
It
imagine
fails.
Zombies are very dexterous.
Okay. So it's gonna be 2d8 plus 5. Where is my d8? 18 damage.
All right, the radiant energy bursting forth and actually doing a significant amount of damage. The radiant energy seems to burn away at this creature quite intensely.
That is it.
All right, moving on to
Quickly, spirits, thank you.
moving on to Zavis. It is now your turn. You are mute.
Sorry, my cat was fucking with stuff.
It's okay.
Okay, can I occupy the same space as Ray?
Um,
Because technically Ray was in its arms, right?
So Ray.
Yeah, I would say yes. You could get adjacent, basically to the same space that Ray's in. I'll move Ray here, just for the sake of simplicity.
Yeah, because, like, I can't.
Yeah, you can definitely make your
It's
way
my max
there.
movement. So, in, like, a fit of rage, I'm just gonna snarl, "You foul fiend, you abomination," with, like, smoke coming out of my mouth.
Okay.
I'm gonna charge at it, not dashing,
Yeah,
but
just
I'm moving pretty quickly.
running
with
to
my
your
sword
full
out.
speed.
Right.
Your black obsidian plate armor, just basically intricate pieces of blackened, like obsidian metal, basically almost like scales or interlocking pieces, all adhered to these large hanging slats of armor. You
Yeah, and I'm
running forward, your blade burning.
I'm going to take a swing at the creature, being careful to swing low towards its legs
Okay.
to try and see if I can cleave off some limbs, because I know it's holding Ray right now.
Okay.
And if Ray gets dropped, Ray gets dropped. So
ahead
I'm
and
going
make
to
your attack
swing
roll.
to attack it with my flamey sword.
Okay.
And that is going to be... does 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
Fuck, okay. I'll miss my first strike and curse at myself and then swing at it again.
As your first low swing, it literally leaps over your weapon, looking at you. The
I'm
tongue
assuming
kind of...
this. I rolled an 18, so I have an 18 plus 8, so I assume that hits.
That'll definitely hit.
Alright, let me do my first bit of damage with my d8 from my sword. So that is going to be 4 plus 4, so that's 8 slashing damage with the sword.
Okay.
Gonna roll my 2d6 for the fire. The 2d6 is... That's 7 additional fire damage, and since I hit it, I'm going to expend another second level spell slot to do another Divine Smite, because I want to save Revivify just in case. So that's 3 d8 here. And that is going to be 14, 15, 16, 19 radiant damage. It'll just fucking bring my sword down on this thing again, cursing and draconic.
Alright, as you run forward, bringing your blade low and sweeping, you kind of almost faint. It's a very fairly obvious attack. Striking forward quickly, she leaps up, and as you do, you bring your blade up at level, looking down the burning steel, and then just dash forward and skewer her along it. As you do and hit, you grip tight on the hilt of your sword. Your eyes flash with a hot yellow-red divine light, and then there's a burst of divine fire. Ray, you immediately hit the ground, not taking any damage, but immediately plopping down into the mud. And you see and hear this the pitch of the shriek of this thing keeps rising to the point where you feel like it's gonna break glass or your eardrums as she shrieks and twists and jitters all over the place, as the holy fire of your skewered through blade begins to consume her, and she is gone.
You revenged your honey, your little honeybee.
All right. As that happens, Ray has hit the ground muddy, alive, breathing heavily. Her wounds more or less closed and not bleeding, but she's still fairly heavily damaged. Is there anything you'd like to do with your bonus actions, Office?
Bonus action, I'm actually going to go ahead, because I was going to do this in case it didn't fucking kill it, because I still see that there's more nasties.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and look at Ray. Ray's okay for now. Unfortunately, I don't have any healing bonus action, but I'm going to turn to look at one of the other monsters, and I'm going to actually...
So, as far as roleplay goes, Ray does not look okay. Like, she's alive, but she is losing her shit.
Yeah, she's 13.
Okay, at the sight of that, I will, instead of, I'll just use, a bonus action to bend down and kind of console Ray a little bit and check on her.
Yeah, you just, burning weapon in one hand, you just kind of, scoop her up underarm and then turn and down on one knee, weapon out in front, burning fire, holding on to her, ready to protect her.
Yeah.
Can I get some kind of a social roll to see how effective that is? Because
I would say
I mean on wasting resources if it's not.
I will say Zavis, make a persuasion check.
That I can do.
Charisma.
This dice apparently really likes to roll 18s. It's the third one I rolled. That's 18, 19, 20.
You weighted it on purpose.
It's the one Kyler got me. It's this one. It's my lucky dice. That's 26 for persuasion.
26. You about to freak out and have a full-on panic attack, the large, well-muscled arm of your husband-to-be scoops you up and presses up against the plate, and although that in and of itself is uncomfortable, you just feel the towering form of Zavis over the top of you, and you feel every part of him tense and this flaming blade out in front of you, and suddenly, the world doesn't seem quite so scary.
Okay.
Very charismatic.
You are able to, you successfully keep a hold of your shit. We won't say it's on lockdown, but it's certainly partially there. It's at least tethered down.
I don't know if anyone else watches Doctor Who, but Zavis reminds me of a Centaurian.
Oh yeah.
All right.
The growth rate of the Centaurians.
And we move on to Ark, the architect, seeing the woman go up in divine flame and being accosted by a strange undead guard, pitted blackened weapon at the ready and harrying you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to I'm going to restore one of my spell slots with my I
fancy ring, which I can't remember what it's called right now, but I can get 1 spell slot back
Okay.
for a long rest. And I'm going to... It's not an action or anything, I just get a spell slot
Yeah, it
back.
just, as you activate it at the start of your turn, a ring on your hand kind of shines with an arcane light.
I'm going to cast Acid Arrow. I'm just going to, like, lift my sonic screwdriver, point it at the face of the guy next to me, and cast Acid Arrow.
Okay.
Fun.
So,
Go ahead and make your attack roll. If it's a ranged spell attack, I would say do so at disadvantage, because you are engaged in melee with this thing.
okay. Disadvantage is still a 20.
20
I
hits.
have a +9 to hit, and I rolled an 11.
That's pretty good, yeah.
13.
20 total definitely hits.
So, 4d4 poison.
4d4, is it poison or acid?
Look at you knowing stuff. Acid.
Stuff and things, alright.
Things.
That would be 2, 6, 9, 10. So I squirt it in the face for 10 damage.
10 damage, alright. I mean, that's pretty solid.
My music is working again.
Huh?
My music started working again.
Yeah, I think if it's just playing long enough on my end, it starts to get all buggy, so I just kind of re-upped it.
Cool.
I'm going to move
Okay.
right here next to the well.
Okay. It'll take an opportunity attack against you.
No, don't attack against me.
21.
You know that hits. Why'd you even ask?
It wasn't asking, I was making a statement.
He likes to make
I'm
you
a
rebel.
soft
and
boy.
pick.
You take 9 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
15.
15, you're okay. You do not take the poison damage that would otherwise make its way into your form. All right.
Moving over here, I'm going to use a bonus action to use Mass Healing Word.
All right.
So that.
Can you cast all these spells in one turn?
Oh wait, no, I can't. I can't cast that one.
Okay. That's a good
He's
call.
got me.
Good call. Good call.
Good catch. I wouldn't have caught that.
I'm paying attention.
I'm gonna just lean against the well.
So I like having Jordan here. Every once in a while, I
Oh,
get
wait.
caught up in the narrative, and he's there to just be like, "Wait, hold on."
This last. So
I'm glad it's good for something.
Great to have a living rulebook. It's amazing.
Is my blink? Is my blink still up?
I would say you need
You
to
can-
make 3 concentration checks. So,
It's not a concentration spell though.
is it not? Then it's still up. Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead and roll your d20. See if you disappear.
Bye guys.
14.
As you fire off your acid arrow, run, get slashed, got, making your way forward. You get right to the edge of the well, and then just gone. All right, Lee. It is now your turn.
All right. I will make an attack against this zombie.
Traveling in a ride, I'll come back.
There were some really weird sounds outside my house. I'll BRB.
Cool.
Oh my God, that's my
26
life.
to hit.
26 definitely hits.
All right.
Really weird sounds outside my house. I mean,
Well worth
They
checking.
have like woods and stuff too, and sometimes they just get weird animals in the yard.
Yeah, they're also right up against a highway, so
17 psychic damage.
Nice. It is not dead yet, but certainly looking rough. It seems like it's having a harder time holding itself together as your shadowy blade keeps passing through it, not seeming to like hit anything, but as you swing it through, the dark shadows just kind of twist around it.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question about like the order of my attacks.
Okay.
Can I start doing bonus action attacks in between my main attacks, or
No.
do I have to do both my
No,
main attacks first?
whatever the action is, you have to resolve it. The only exception to that is you can move between attacks, but the action itself needs to resolve.
I will do another attack then.
Cool.
Alright, another 26 to hit.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And then 15 psychic damage.
15 psychic damage. All right. That's not. All right. As your second blade, the second swipe of your blade passes through it, the shadows coalesce and kind of seem to like pierce into this form, and all semblance of unlife from it just kind of fades out as it just kind of falls apart in a kind of a wet, sticky pile.
Excellent.
As it is now
Delicioso.
down.
Alright, let me see how far this dude is. Oh, plenty. Alright. I will do a little ninja run at this dude.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows.
All right, very nice. As you dash forward and then kind of do like a cartwheel up onto your hands and then take 2 kicks at it before you land. I should say like a forward handspring.
Did I miss something? Because the girl is gone.
Yeah, the girl's been gone.
She's dead.
Zavis let her up.
Yeah, Zavis did what paladins do best.
You
Killing
killed
nasty stuff. I did. I killed it.
Yep. She expunged it from this plane.
Yeah.
And probably all other planes.
Violently.
You missed a wee bit there.
I
Alright,
didn't
so
realize that it killed it.
we have a 22 to hit and a 14 to hit.
22 hits and 14 hits.
Nice. So I think these are, 1d6 plus 4 each. Plus 8. So 15 total magical bludgeoning damage.
15 total magical bludgeoning. Still standing. Looking rough, but still standing. Alright.
Alright, that's my turn.
Ray, your shit just barely handled and within the arms of Zavis. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
As this is your first actual brush with death.
Yeah. She's not happy.
Understandably.
Yeah, but she's alive.
Yeah, you're actually fairly hale and hearty by comparison to many people in this world, but...
Fair enough.
Yeah, a level 10 13-year-old is scary.
Yeah, it's basically, like a 13-year-old that can take the SATs and ace them.
Or 12-year-old.
That's a thing. But alright, so yeah, she's out of it. But considering everything, not too. We're going to go ahead and toss Maximilian's Earth and Grass.
Cool.
On the closest zombie. So this is this guy. Nope, I'm still measuring this guy. There we go. And he's going to have to. All right. Strength saving throw, please.
All right. Not terribly good at those. 14.
Failure.
Yeah.
So essentially, this thing is just like the ground under it kind of opens up a little bit. It falls and it clamps down on it.
Just like a classic animated as the ground just shifts and wraps around it, sucking it down to about its torso.
Oh yeah, think about that and the just like localized gravity being extremely strong for this poor creature.
Like as it's like moving and whatnot, it just like suddenly like takes a step and another step and then just drop down almost sits like a mole, just arms above.
Take 10 damage immediately.
10 damage
And then-
immediately.
To break out, it's going to have to use its action to make a strength check.
Cool.
Otherwise, it is restrained.
Excellent. Is that your turn?
Yep.
All right, Cirrus, your go.
I'm gonna move to this guy right here.
All right.
Start swinging on him.
Swinging on him.
You know.
Do we have flanking rules?
Yeah, flanking, if you are directly across, you get advantage on your attacks. So if you want to get opposite of Lee there, you would get advantage on every attack you take.
Until it turns around, and then Lee gets an advantage.
Boom.
Nice.
Go ahead and make your first attack roll. As you kind of flank around, seeing another practitioner of the martial arts. 17 is good enough to hit. The two of you just kind of set yourself in a classic, we're going to whip this thing's ass pose.
Oh my god.
17 and a 14 both hit.
Okay, cool.
I will say resolve your damage on the 17 first, because this thing's
Okay, yeah.
rough.
I got you.
And we can hold the 14. All right, yeah, 10. Cool. Let me do something real quick.
Okay.
Okay, no, it's still... Hold on. 5, 15. Yes, it is still standing. Okay, yeah, so go ahead and resolve the damage on your second attack. You hit it, and it almost looked like it was about to fall apart. All right. It needs to... Again. Still standing as you just crack, and strike into it.
Yeah, I'll just I'll pass my turn. I'm done spending like key points and just.
Well, you can just use a bonus action to take one unarmed strike that doesn't use key points if you'd like to take one more crack at it.
Oh, that's right, I can.
Yes.
Thank you.
You've, like, broken out chunks of ribs, and, like, the shoulder is pretty much completely dislocated and barely hanging on by sinew. This thing, by all rights, should not be standing, but the necromantic magic that brings it to unlife is just barely holding it together.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, undead creatures, like, they have to make, like, a constitution roll based off of the damage they have.
Yeah, undead fortitude, and it rolled very high on both of the ones that I rolled for it.
Okay, well, let's see if this hits.
Little background knowledge from Stinky and Stonky from the last game we played.
Yeah.
All right,
Stinky and Stonky.
we don't even need to worry
Rip in
about
pieces,
damage.
bud.
Serious?
It's
What
still
troopers, man?
It's still standing.
Oh my god. All right, it's just like a fleshy punching bag. Right
Pretty
now.
much, yeah. It's pretty gross. It's like hitting a trash bag filled with butcher's leftovers. It's not good.
Okay.
Ooh,
Thank
I
you for
do
that.
not need that.
That was my plan for tomorrow. Why do you have to talk about that like that?
Sorry,
You gotta spoil it.
I did say something like reprehensibly bad, but I will not say that on live internet. I will tell the rest of you guys later because it requires context. Otherwise, it just makes me look like a horrible fucking person. So, is that all you're gonna do, Cirrus?
Yeah, that's all I got in me.
All right, you gave it a good 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right, Yukio, your turn.
Okay, how beat up is this zombie looking?
Not great, but he's about bloodied, you'd say. If there's a term to describe this horribly bloated and
Yeah.
falling apart creature.
I'm just trying to consider how I want to allot my actions here. Okay. So what we're gonna do... Yeah, we'll just attack.
Okay.
We're not gonna be too fancy here.
Gotcha. Weaving the blade around you in a quick and wicked dance.
So that's gonna be 16,
16 hits.
22,
22 hits.
18.
All 3 hit. Thwack,
And I'm
thwack,
gonna do
thwack.
the one hand, two hand thing again. Even though I'm losing out on damage.
Because it's
That's
stylish.
14. Because it's stylish, and that's the character I wanted in the first place.
Right.
So 14, 10, and then the big 2-hand hit is also 10.
Alright.
So 34
so
damage
many.
total.
14, 10, and then 10 again.
Yep.
Alright. Alright, and it is down as you
Yay.
slash through it. Eventually, your first 2 strikes kind of hacking off each limb. Since it's like buried up to its chest, you just quickly just thop, thop, cut off the limbs, and then just do a low sweeping strike and just cleave through the head and just... And it is gone.
Okay, and then... So, when I slay a humanoid, I can bring it back as a specter to fight for me. Does this thing qualify?
This thing is not a humanoid, it is an undead.
Okay, bummer deal. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's my turn then.
Alright. It is a cool ability, and one of the many things I love about Hexblades.
I was like, wait, can I just throw this guy at that other guy to finish this off?
You slay the body and then yank the nearly redeparted spirit out and be like, nope, not yet!
No, get back here. I'm not done with you.
I love it. Lee, this thing is going to take 2 slashing attacks against you.
Okay.
As it's kind of, if it can be afraid, it's definitely afraid of Cirrus. Does a 13 or a 14 hit you?
Neither.
Alright, then you're good. May, it's now your turn.
That's
Okay.
4 blows I've parried.
May's gonna move here and just go, oh, don't you see you've already lost, little one? And I'm just going to cast a lovely Sacred Flame again. Dex 17.
Alright. And it fails.
Alright, it's gonna take... How do you do
we don't
math?
even need to calculate it. This thing is barely a standing pile of bones, and radiant damage is the thing that does it. As it just...
Okay.
After Cirrus has beaten the ever-living shit out of this thing, and it is basically just mulch at this point, you just kind of look at it and make your offhand comment and kind of wave your hand at it, and it just melts and kind of just turns into this kind of white chalky ash.
The immediate second that one is dead was there's nothing left, correct?
Correct.
May's gonna book it over to where Ray is and just immediately start cooing and are you okay, little one? You weren't okay there for a moment. Are you fine? Do you need any healing?
Stop. I'm okay.
Okay.
All right. As combat draws to a close, a few things here before we disseminate. The air around you guys feels a little bit lighter for a moment, and that strange, eerie feeling, an oppressive kind of heaviness in the air is more or less gone. The architect, with his fairly serious and somber expression for the first time that you've seen since meeting him, it's a strange quiet. A few of you feeling amped and doing all right with the fight. Ray, you are shaken pretty bad, but you're managing to hold it together. Yukio.
Yeah.
To those of you who are able to see him, which is a few of you comfortably, Yukio's eyes black over. Just, they go void for a second. And for you, all you hear in your head, and I would say only the architect is actually close enough to hear this, but you hear this strange kind of shaking whisper that just goes, "Well done." And then your vision comes back to you, but for the moment you were just utterly blind and devoid of senses. Other than that loud, like shake, right. It was spoken as if a whisper, but it was the loudest sound in your mind, just almost like soul shaking. And his eyes kind of snap back, and you just shiver runs through your body.
Sorry, I just wanted to point out I'm the exact same distance from...
Okay, yeah, then you would have heard that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have heard it. To you guys, it was a whisper of, "Well done." To Yukio, it was an all-consuming sound.
Great.
Okay.
Piss break!
Yes. Why don't we go on break real quick? So we've been going for 2 hours now.
Rollers are floating, God help me.
All right. We will be right back, guys. Thank you, and please stick with us. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. All right. Stay beautiful. Hi everyone, we're back. Thanks for sticking with us. We are just wrapping up and finishing up with the combat encounter. As the fiendish, angry spirit of the woman known as if I can remember what I fucking called this. Sorry, the Kuchisake Ona was defeated, along with her undead minions. Quiet settles over this area. I will say those of you with a passive perception of 15 or higher quickly notice that at the end of the little alleyway that led into this little courtyard, there seems to be a small gathering of kind of shadowy figures. They don't seem hostile, but there seems to be like a collection of perhaps people maybe looking to see what the commotion was.
There was a lot of violent screaming, so
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I blame them.
There was
Yeah,
some
definitely can't blame
blinking
them.
going on.
So
Yes, Zavis.
Oh, go ahead.
The first thing Zavis would do is just kind of like, he was like watching the battle, turn back over at Ray, and he'll kind of get down on a knee to get down on her level and be like, do you need any more healing? Are you alright?
So she's just gonna kind of push him away. She is
Take a step back.
Yeah, she's gonna like push him away. She was very comforted by just like him hunching over her like that, right up to the point the battle ended. And now she's just kind of like, nope, didn't need help.
Nope.
What are you talking about? Huh? What? And then she's going to walk up to the well. Is this a functional well?
I mean, maybe. There is a like a wooden piece that's kind of like hung over one side, and then like a rope that goes down.
It
All
did spew black sludge at us.
Yeah, that's probably reason enough for her. So, gritting her teeth, I'm going to go ahead and cast Gravity Sinkhole down the well. It has combat effects, but what I'm angling for right now is just to like rip some of the upper part of the well down into it so that it kind of collapses in on itself.
Okay, as in kind of a huff, you rush over, look down towards the blackness of the well itself, and then quickly muttering an incantation, waving your hands, presenting it forth. You guys hear a resounding crack as the reinforced stone of the interior of this well begins just collapses, and then you see it just crumble in on itself. You end up with a small like pit of broken rubble, wood, and earth, about I'd say 8 feet down, but it is now a collapsed and useless well.
So after that, she will walk back over to not Zavis, but May, kind of look up at her and go, "Can you do something about this?" And gesture toward all of the like black sludge and shit on her.
Are you poisoned?
I don't feel well.
How do you feel? I mean, you were incapacitated?
So, out of character, keywords: poisoned. She is looking rather rough, around half health. Mostly she's worried about her clothes at the moment.
Oh.
And the shit, like, covering her.
Okay. I assume since you had gotten knocked out, you were not poisoned. I'm a dummy. I'm gonna cast less.
I don't think that ends on unconsciousness, unless I'm incorrect. Lee, the person playing Lee. Jordan, thank you. Do you know whether or not poisoned ends on death?
Intuitively, I would. or intuitively, I think it wouldn't, but I don't know the rules as written.
The
on
poison only lasts for about a minute, so your poison condition will wear off.
Okay,
Oh,
fair enough.
well,
Then
in
more
any
worried
case-
about the clothes.
I will still cast Lesser Restoration, which cures poison, and I will also do Mending.
Awesome. Yeah, she will definitely take both of that. What does Lesser Restoration do?
Cures a condition such as poisoning.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the sake of flavor, let's just do that.
Yeah, as May
And then
presses her hand on you, she's very tall, and basically her hand comes down to her waist as she kind of rests it just lightly along your brow. She holds her hand in a prayer's pose, says a little thing, just a little incantation, a small prayer, appealing to the Kodama. And as a wave of relief washes through you, you see several of the little Kodama begin kind of tugging at the parts of your yukata that was ripped and torn. It's still dirty, but it seems as they pull them together, they start to kind of like the fabric begins to mend as they just kind of like pull it together, and then it works.
You just got the worst of it, feisty little feline. I'm really happy that you have that big draconic one there to take care of you, because this is a lot for a child.
At that,
Anyway, you're all fixed now.
At that, just like a complete look of utter disgust goes over her face as you say, yeah, no, it's great that you've got that one to take care of you. Like at the that one to take care of you part, she just
not happy about it.
And sort of sidles up to Zavas begrudgingly, shoves her face into like Zavas's side and mutters, "Thank you."
You're welcome. And at this point too, I should probably extend and resheath my sword.
Okay.
There's so many of you, so if anyone else needs any healing, I'm gonna have you form a single file line, because I can only do so much healing at a time, and I've never been around this many faces at once, so line up. Are you all good?
I'm perfectly fine. Just scuffed a little bit, but it's nothing I can't fix myself.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Cameron, we can't hear you.
Oh, I muted my mic when my pipe was banging, so that it wasn't annoying you, and then I forgot about it. Yukio will raise his hand. If you're offering, I could use a little patching up.
I'm gonna use a Cure Wounds on Yukio.
Okay.
Which is just gonna cure you for 8, but it's a start.
I mean, that's better than nothing.
True.
And I don't anticipate us doing much else tonight, so like I should be fine. But
Okay. While you're healing people, I'll walk up and ask you. So May, you're something of a priestess, or?
Actually, yeah. I guess you could call me a shrine maiden, I think. I'm not formally trained or anything, but I'm somewhat of a shrine protector.
Seem very spiritually inclined. I was wondering. Sorry, go ahead.
But I mean, there's spirits all around us. I don't know why one wouldn't be when there's evidence everywhere.
Oh yes, yeah. At least to acknowledge their existence, but you seem very in tune with them. I was wondering, we saw that crying woman disappear and reappear. Is there any way you can determine whether she's really gone, if her essence is really left?
Actually, I might be able to. One moment. I would actually like to try to cast Commune.
Okay. Do you have the components for Commune?
Oh, probably not. Let's look. Oh, it's just incense in a vial of holy or unholy water.
Okay, so you produce, yes?
If you don't have the incense, Ray does.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I do have incense. Thank you.
As you produce a small little bit of incense, and you kind of set up along like the lip, or well, actually there isn't no lip anymore. You just kind of set it down. You kind of clear a patch, smoothing out the mud, and place a little incense burner, kind of made of like pewter. Set that there in the mud, and then take your vial of holy water as you kind of ritualistically light your incense, and then take your vial of holy water and then just kind of like dash it crossed in front of you, and kind of just drawing a line in front of you. And then get down on your knees and fold your hands in prayer. Let me look up the details on commune so I know exactly what to respond with.
In character, I'll just go, "Hey Lee, is there anything more in particular you want to know? I can ask my own little spirits up to 3 questions. Sometimes the answers get a little murky, but I'm always happy to share knowledge with, other spiritual people."
I can't think of anything that concerns us immediately, except for whether she's gone. If she isn't, maybe some follow-up questions, like where she might be. Maybe
I
if
will
there's...
ask.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, what were you gonna ask something else?
Maybe if whatever you're communing with knows some method of dispelling her for good.
That's a great idea. I will do that.
Okay. To clarify, commune allows you to have 3 yes or no questions. Okay.
And it'd be asking my kodamas, I assume, because it does say my deity and not
As you,
her. All right.
Yeah. As you sit down and you light the incense and you dash the holy water, kind of throwing it out in front of you a little bit. As you kneel down and fold your hands in prayer, you guys see as she begins to mutter a little bit under her breath. This takes all about a minute, and she runs through a long, kind of drawn out prayer of a sorts, though nothing formal, and you don't recognize any traditional like scripture native to your areas. Just it seems her talking to these kodamas, and as you see one kind of like fade into existence in front of her, and just kind of boop, and then 2 more, 5 more, until there are about 3 dozen of them just kind of all crowded in front of her, and all kind of like...
It's like the raccoon feeding.
Exactly. They're all just kind of like moved up, and they're just kind of looking at her, and heads tilting and turning with their kind of mostly featureless faces as they kind of crowd around her, and her eyes open, and a big smile spreads across her face.
Do they do like the maraca thing?
They do, yeah.
That's horrifying. I love it. Oh, my benevolent friends and protectors. Could you tell me, did we release that spirit from here, from being here forever? Is she gone?
I'm just gonna shrug. I don't know.
They all kind of look at they kind of like turn and look amongst one another, and then you hear that like rattling sound as they seem to be communicating. And then one of them walks forward and just kind of gives like a little like...
Oh, okay, Lee. She is gone. We did we did eradicate her. I don't know if that brings anyone comfort, but we won't have to deal with her again.
Well done,
I
Zavis.
expect many things can survive that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely
Thank you.
not a benevolent protector, but you are a protector, Zavis. Okay.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
You hear Ray just like head in the crook of Zavis's armor.
I guess I get up to 3 questions with you, and you already answered what I really wanted. Are you lovely little friends having a good day?
Several of them begin to like kind of bounce and dance around, and looks like they're like celebratorily hopping and seem excited. You hear a cacophony of light maraca sounds.
And then out of character, we have slain the well monster, who is just a horribly sad spirit. What was our other condition to be helped? I don't
To
remember.
figure out what was attacking the smuggling route along the beach.
Okay.
Or finding out why that smuggling route was being disrupted.
Okay. All right. This last one is a little more of a doozy, so I understand if you can't help me because you are spiritual guardians and you have other stuff to do, but could you give us a little head start on where to go for our journey to find what's disrupting the smuggling route?
Are you, to clarify, these are yes and no questions. So are you wanting to know
Yeah,
whether or not
but
they can? Because they can answer you that question, but it's kind of the whole
I'm just gonna
genie
be honest.
situation.
Should we start on the beach?
May is super wise, but she ain't intelligent,
All
so
right.
we'll just
Start on the beach.
They all just kind of cock their heads at you and seem unsure as they just kind of like shrug and then begin to one by one fade and then are gone as your incense burns to its end.
I mostly just wanted to chat with them, but the spirit is vanquished.
Good, yes. Well done. That will give us insurance for our employer. Does anyone want to address our other audience? And I'll gesture towards the people in the alley.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys turn and see, there are probably a dozen people that are all crowded and are like not quite far enough down the alleyway to really be considered like in this courtyard, but you can see several of them are kind of as you turn to look at them, several of them kind of like shudder. And you notice that these are the townsfolk. They are many commoners. You imagine locals who heard the shrieking and the fighting. Several of them have kind of like wide kind of straw hats that help shield them from the rain. A couple of them have some like ragtag paper umbrellas. Yes, Samus.
I'm just gonna kind of look over at them, look over at the well. I killed it.
Okay, Ray.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's either going to be who all is trained in religion. Ray is actually going to ask this, like, who here knows the spiritual?
Okay,
I'm a cleric.
I just kill them.
Yeah, but you also aren't imperious. So alright, I'm going to use my religious mumbo jumbo to just like go forward and say, okay, here's my surname. We were taking care of an unruly spirit.
Okay,
it's done now.
All right, you seem to kind of with that statement quell the audience. Architect, you had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, whenever Zavis said I killed it, Architect, not loudly, but almost under his own breath, said killed her.
All right. A few of you heard this, I'm sure. Ray, as you kind of approach the group and you kind of stand up to your full height, which is not impressive, but you assume your courtly training and address the common folk, expressing that there was an unruly spirit that you and your fellow companions were tasked to put to rest, and that has been done. So the people can go back to their homes and rest easy, as they will no longer be troubled by this fiendish entity. To which several of these people like nod and express murmurs of thank you. A couple of people whoop in excitement.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. But the crowd eventually does disperse. It is late in the night. It is like, well, it would be just post midnight.
During the time that Ray addressed them, I'll go up to the architect and I'll say, are you all right? I've only known you a short time, but you seem to get very sober very quickly.
he will put his hand on Lee's shoulder and say, "I'm fine," and cast Heal Word and walk away.
Okay. All right. So it is late into the evening. What would the party like to do? Cirrus, you got anything you going on, or?
Oh no, you guys look over and see Cirrus just like signing a couple autographs to people who may or may not want said autographs, but forcing them on to people essentially.
There are a couple people that are excited, and you mention your name, and a couple people nod. Oh yeah, I've heard of you. Yeah, most of them have not heard of you because they're common folk and don't know this sort of thing. But they're like, anything to engage with the exciting person that killed that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Over there signing babies' heads.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just
Just
kinda-
babies' heads and
I'm just kinda
breasts. That's
staring,
all
like-
it is. Just with a calligraphy brush.
I'm just staring at that, being like, I killed.
Yes, you
Can I get a signature?
disseminate out a few autographs and whatnot, and then you get several handshakes, a couple good claps on the shoulder.
Oh, Cirrus, are you a person of well renown?
You know, of somewhat renown.
I
In
don't
certain
know.
circles.
She's a duelist.
You are certainly doling out
She's
a
a
lot of
duelist.
punches. You are a wiry little storm cloud.
It's kind of my bag, wandering around, solving problems of a more violent nature. People tend to like that.
My arms and wouldn't have killed it without me, probably.
I love this dynamic.
Pat, I know, honey. Pat.
I'll walk up and produce a piece of paper and ask for your autograph.
Okay, cool. I will definitely sign it.
I love
Alright,
it.
I'm gonna add that to my inventory.
Oh,
Yes.
perfect.
That makes me so happy.
That's amazing.
James.
All right. Yes, Ark.
Ark is going to reach into his shirt pocket, and instead of grabbing the paper, he's going to move that out of the way and grab his homunculus servant and tell it to fly into the well and see what it sees.
What is the homunculus servant, if you wouldn't mind describing it?
It looks like a small, almost like clockwork dog with weird little wings and a big beating heart on the inside of it.
Right.
Nice.
I collapsed that motherfucker.
The well
Yeah,
is
the well
collapsed.
is-
There's about an 8-foot hole or so.
Oh, it got collapsed?
Yeah.
So is it complete? Everything's crumbled in then?
Pretty much, yeah. There's a hole about 8 feet deep, but there's just rubble and shit at the bottom.
Like, I was gonna shrink my dog and send him down there.
I mean, you might still be able to. It's loose rubble at best.
True, you could dig.
I'm not gonna waste the spell slots on that. I don't know what next is gonna try to kill me.
Gotcha. All right.
Stay tuned.
Hey, so what would you guys like to do? It is just post midnight.
Go to sleep.
Well, yeah, Ray is tired and dirty. She also almost died, and people saved her, so she will pony up for accommodations for the evening for the entire crew.
All right. You know of a few places that are here. Yukio is familiar with the Second Sunset Inn. There is also, although you probably would not be allowed, you know of Baba's Pleasure House. There's Daidoji's Inn as well. And,
Okay, what is the fanciest shit, and how much does it cost?
Daidoji's is the fanciest of the locations. I mean, Second Sunset Inn is a good and fair inn. Nothing too ridiculous. Baba's Pleasure House is an opulent place, but it's less an inn and more a brothel. And then Daidoji's is the much nicer inn in town.
And how much does Daijoji's cost?
Second, Ark.
Ark's gonna, if we can just go back to the hot springs, I could really use a bath.
That is also
Yeah,
an
we
option.
We should probably inform our employer that we've dealt with the first problem. So
I would
agree with
say about 4 gold a room per night. Ray.
4 gold a room per night. So what is that? 7 for 28 for a night for everybody.
Correct.
If we all want separate rooms.
All right, but you can stop by. What was it? The Three Cheers bathhouse.
We go in there
We should-
first.
Yeah, I'd like to do so.
Yeah, we can go to
Okay.
the bathhouse.
All right.
Sure.
It's been a few hours since you guys have been to the bathhouse, as you kind of did some time killing and then maneuvering and exploring and whatnot. Slow as you return, it is late and the door is locked, but there is a light, or the door is closed, but there is a light on inside. Enough of you are stealthy and funky enough. You get the door open without too much difficulty. It's not like heavily locked, and you're able to just get it open. Yes, Ark.
Is it a basic lock?
Yep.
Can I just use my screwdriver to open it?
Yeah. The architect just walks up to the door, presses the screwdriver into the center of it, and then pulls it open. As you
That's a
guys-
neat trick.
It's a terrible screwdriver.
I don't.
That's handy.
I don't know what a screwdriver is.
They drive screws.
As you
Like
guys
a
enter, you
car?
see the older human woman who was there earlier in the evening.
I don't know what a car
screwdriver
is.
is, but a car you do. Yeah, that's what I was.
Whoop!
Like a cart.
Like a wagon?
Like a Tesla or something? Like, I don't get it. No, it doesn't work well on wood.
No setting for wood. So, as you enter, the older woman that was there, reminding me of her name, the older lady Gosanke. She seems to have been asleep in a chair, and she jumps and leaps up immediately to her feet as seeing the lot of you file in, as she kind of and then assesses, and then and quickly combs her hair back up into her bun and whatnot, and kind of fixes it, and then kind of sets herself up and goes, I see you've returned at a bit of a late hour.
One of us wants a bath, and is the Thiefmaster still here, or can we get word to him?
He is still here. As she kind of walks over and opens the door to the bathhouse area, you see the steam kind of blowing in, and she goes, he could see you now. And she looks at you.
Oh.
Guess we'll go in.
As you guys enter, you do enter the familiar scene of the numerous large pools of steaming water, the sulfurous smell that typically comes from these pools is largely masked by a varying number of flowery scents, as you've seen a number of flower petals have been thrown in here, as well as bits of incense that have been lit all around the area. The air is thick, very thick, but it is pleasant, an interesting mixture of aroma. And you see the Thiefmaster, much as he was, no longer sitting in that massive soaking pool, but sitting up and on a large stool. I mean, to you guys it would be a table, but to him it is a stool that he's sitting, kind of an opened up stool that's just kind of sitting on this back patio, I would say, that's behind all the things. He has a large kimono style coat thrown over his shoulders, and his large smoking pipe still hanging in his mouth. As he sits, there's a number of scrolls that are splayed out on the floor in front of him. As he's just sitting there, his one good eye reading over the scrolls as he puffs on his large pipe. You see his 3 bodyguards, 2 of which nearly the same size as he is, well muscled and very well tattooed, wearing the kind of what is it called? The basically the underwear, whatever it's called, just the basic undergarments, and then with kind of twisted headbands around their heads, and then they also have similar kimono style coats just kind of thrown over their shoulders, tied together at the front. One of them holding onto the large glaive, the naginata, holding onto it, the other with a belt around his waist and a pair of blades stuck through there. As he kind of looks up and, oh, well, I see you've returned quite quickly. Yes, Ark.
If nobody speaks, oh, never mind.
Architect's gonna walk up. Yep, and point at the water. Do you mind?
No, please do.
Fully dressed.
Okay,
not taking anything off.
We'll
Just
just-
get the water.
All right. Before you guys get a chance to speak up, he says, "I'd like to apologize for my behavior earlier. I was, admittedly, rather drunk.
Oh.
I'm a lot more articulate now that I've sobered up and had a little bit to eat. But and he kind of leans back and pats his very large, round stomach. Good sake, what it does to you. So,
Understandable.
how did you return so early? Were you successful, or does this mark some sort of setback?
Indeed, we were successful. The crying well, as it was called, is no longer a problem.
What manner of beast haunted the well?
Can you remind me what it was called again?
Yes, Ark?
At the mention of beast, Ark's going to be visually annoyed and say woman.
Crying woman with a disgusting looking maw.
Okay. I would say the architect, and actually, Yukio, you would upon, having some time to think about it, you would actually recognize what this creature is. It is called, a Kuchisake Ona. Kuchisake-Ona. Which is essentially translates to like split mouth woman or slit mouth woman.
Mm-hmm. It was a Kuchisake Ona, if you've heard of them. A woman with a split mouth.
He takes a serious look and he looks over at the architect and goes, "Apologies."
Spirit of great vengeance.
Indeed. Troubled times, these. Troubled times. Well, I'm glad you were able to put her to rest. Unfortunate though it is.
Yukio will also get in the bath, because he got sludged.
Mm-hmm.
Sludged.
It is certainly a sad time to have to slay the monsters that we create in the first place.
Indeed.
Would anyone else be aware of what happened to her other than me?
If you...
No, I mean, the Yukio would have an understanding of how these spirits arise, and May might be vaguely familiar with it, understanding, how unrestful certain spirits can be, but you are the only one who really has a distinct understanding of what happened.
To that one specifically?
Yeah.
Yep.
When I found out what happened to it, do I get any kind of time frames or anything? Do I know if this was a recent thing that happened to her? If this is...
Unfortunately, the thoughts were so discordant and chaotic, you weren't really able to... I mean, you're able to usually suss out information pretty easily, and unfortunately, you couldn't tell. As best you can tell, the clothing was still similar enough to what people wear around here, so it might be relatively recent, but you don't know if it was a few weeks, a few months, a few years.
Okay.
You're just uncertain, unfortunately. You do not know enough about this land and about this town to even be able to begin to create a timetable.
I assume it's like finding the videotape from The Ring, where it's just super vague.
Yeah.
Oops.
It was vague enough that you don't really know exactly who or when.
Alright. I guess I'm not running into Mr. Slitmouth anytime soon. If I do, though, I will recognize them, for the record.
Yeah.
I remember everything I've seen or heard for 1 month.
Yeah, so you would distinctly you caught a few faces, and although they were vague, if you are confident if you encountered this person out in the world, you'd know exactly who it was. But as the Thiefmaster kind of pipes up, says, "Well, this one task proves that you're at least trustworthy. For that, I give you my name. I apologize for my rudeness and gruffness earlier. It's a necessity in my business. But you may refer to me as Thiefmaster Asano.
How do you
I'll do a
spell?
slight bow in the water.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And my pleasure as well. Excellent. You're welcome to soak here as long as you like. I really have no other task for you outside of the one set ahead of you, but you seem to work quickly and effectively. I didn't expect to hear back from you until the end of the week, if at all. So please do
Any
take the
other bath areas that can be used besides this one?
time. There are a few more private baths, yes. And he kind of points, and you see the walls are those classic like paper walls.
Okay.
And you notice the one guard standing off to the side slides back the wall, and you can see a more private, singular soaking pool.
I'm gonna look over at May. Would you escort Ray so she can go take a bath in private?
If she would will it.
Does she will it?
She'll be led. She thinks she can get...
Deus Vult! God bless it! Sorry.
Would you like me to... I can turn the other way so you have privacy and just make sure that no one is creepy?
Ray just grabs the back of your clothing, turns you toward the door, and shoves you toward it.
Gotcha!
Shove. All right. You are able to bathe and clean yourself privately with only May present. All right.
How do you spell the thief master's name? Was it Osana?
Asano. Asano.
Asano.
Asano.
Thank you.
I spelled thief wrong.
Is it now the Beef Master?
It's apparently the thief or something.
Thief.
The Beef Master.
The thief.
That's far more boring than beef.
Brother of the Burger Master.
Burgermeister. Burgermeister Meisterburger. All right, you guys are able to soak for as long as you'd like, and then Ray said that she was picking up the tab.
Yep.
For the inn.
Absolutely.
If you guys would like to rest.
How much? So, Ray's dad is kind of a philanderer, so she will also offer to pay for a night on the town for people.
Yeah.
If they want to do that, rather than sleep.
Theo will decline and go to sleep.
This is certainly not the time of night where you should be out and about on the town, so I think we should all go rest.
I am a bit tired as well.
Oh no, she's not looking to go out with anybody. She's just like, I mean, I can pay for the nice hotel, but I know some of you all are, if you're anything like my dad, I could just pay for that.
I've never met your father. I don't know how he is. I don't know what you're implying.
The company, the company of your preferred partner.
You pay for that here?
You can.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'll just turn around, blushing, and leave.
Architect's gonna go to sleep also.
All right. For the sake of brevity, you all eventually find your way to sleep.
I do have a question.
Yes, Lee.
I've been staying somewhere. I've been here for a few days.
I imagined that you were able to hide yourself near the temple, and you've been sleeping in the rough, unless you had preferred something else.
Okay, no, that's fine. So I guess I will accept a nice room.
Okay.
He built a lovely nest of sticks and stones.
I figured you'd be
Amen.
fairly comfortable
Sticks and
sleeping in
stones make
trees,
like
so I imagine
homes.
you just kind of did that.
But
Yeah.
they also make comfortable bedding, apparently.
Mm-hmm. All right. You all find yourself resting comfortably. Sleep meets each of you just fine, and the night passes without incident. It's late in the morning when a lot of you finally make your way up. It's fairly well past dawn. Yes, Zavis.
For the sake of, like, decency, I probably would have asked May to share a room with Ray. So she's not by herself and she doesn't have a full-grown man sleeping in a room with her.
Yes, Ark.
I also tried to slip it in before we actually went to sleep. When Art goes to his room, he's gonna sit on the edge of his bed and pull out his flute. And do you know what Sadness and Sorrow is? The sad music from Naruto?
Yeah.
You played that in the last campaign.
Okay.
It makes a comeback.
DM, I'm
Yes.
begging you here. Let us have this evening. I think we've got some flavor things that we can do.
Absolutely. You guys are all right. If you guys want to have an evening thing, do it.
Yeah. So, how many rooms is Ray paying for? That's the first thing off. Who's bunking
6,
with
I
who?
believe, because
Sounds like 6, yeah.
Zavis insisted that you and May roommate.
Okay.
Zavis has no judge of character. Just like that one who doesn't know how to act around people. Yes.
I mean, I trust you more
She
than
seems
the
soft and
other-
ladylike.
Yeah, like, it's by
Okay.
looking, okay, who do I trust with the small child? I don't know the Genasi much. That's a healer. She seems nice and innocent. That one.
Yeah, you're that nice, innocent lady, and then we're all like edgy boys or the architect.
Yeah.
Or Cirrus, who's
That's
just
fair.
basically.
Or yeah, like Sirius, who, like, I don't know, I wouldn't.
Cirrus has
tell
got like
Sirius to
big
walk my
jock
kid.
energy, and I love it.
Yeah.
I wish I had secretly built a villain.
So fair enough. We've got that going on. So she's paying for 6 rooms. Second thing she's going to do is try and suck up to basically everybody. Like, is there anyone here that would like meal, booze, entertainment of any sort? She's paying. She just had a brush with death. She's kind of out of her mind.
You're like somebody who survives a car crash, and then you're like, I gotta live my life to its fullest.
Yeah,
Mumbling under his breath.
little bit. Like, until she is forced to go to bed, she's not doing it because
So this
she's
is-
just not feeling it.
So this is what happens when the child of a multimillionaire finally understands the concept of death.
Yukio will still just go up and go to bed.
Obviously,
he's
we
not
have some
blinking.
ideas of fun, but his betrothed is here, so he probably shouldn't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, she's like you're like the only person that she wouldn't pay for your time on the town for.
Architect, after entering his room, but before his sad music, is going to take his immovable rod, put it in front of the door, and set it not to move.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
It's a great way to lock a
Okay.
door.
Shit would suck if there was a fire or something.
What if it's a pull door?
I can move my own. Don't you worry about it.
That would be him in real
Which
life.
way does this door open? He just created a variable.
I mean, it's one of the sliding kind. So
Then I'll do it like a screen door. I guess I don't even have to push the button. I'm gonna push the button. Nobody's stealing my damn rod.
If you put it in the right spot, it could still work for that.
Okay. Well, you can always prop, like, get the anyway. Never mind. So nobody's taking her up on anything.
Zavis will
Okay.
probably buy a thing of sake and just take it to bed with him. Like, alright,
Yeah.
good night.
It's a bad time to offer food and drink.
everybody
And
Ray's
to
like,
be
I live,
honest-
bitch. Let's party, and everyone's like, no, we're old.
It's like, it's 1 a.m. We just fought ghosts. Calm down.
Fine.
Like I
Guess I'm
said,
not gonna go get drunk by myself and shit. Yeah,
No.
so no, Ray
That's
is going
basically
to try to get
Yukio's
drunk.
thought process right now. He doesn't say it out loud, but
All right.
I'm gonna just look at.
Yes, May.
Given my background, would I have any idea whether or not this is appropriate for a 13-year-old?
Um,
Do you want me to roll like
you
fucking, like, wisdom
given
check,
your
like-
the way you grew up, it's the society you grew up in was very different. So drinking at that age, not terribly uncommon. Drinking in excess basically never happened with anybody. There, you didn't really have anybody drink in excess. There are rituals that you remember that involve using sake ritualistically, and you really just don't think one way or another about it. It's just alcohol.
So yeah, Ray is going to get a couple of drinks in. She hasn't really drank before.
Yeah, you
It
weigh
only
like
takes
90
one-
pounds sopping wet, so it
Yeah,
takes
so it
1.5 cups
it
of
takes,
sake,
like,
and then you're just
one
like,
and a half, and she's just like stumbling, and she's stumbling upstairs, and she starts hearing sad music. So
Yep.
she stumbles that way.
oh. Ark, as you are
Like
playing
singing.
your sadness and sorrow, you hear like a, and then as the door like slides open and you see a very like flush little like fluffy eared Ray, tiny little thing, just barely just all like basically bundled up in an oversized yukata as she's waiting to get her other one cleaned properly. This is basically just like a sleeping robe, the equivalent of like like a muumuu.
Does Ray slide that door open with 8,000 pounds of force?
I thought you said you weren't doing that.
I was gonna prop it into place like a sliding glass door.
Okay,
Like-
I wasn't
So
clear
you
on that. So
hear-
yeah, you go
so
up,
what you-
Ray. You go up to
you
the door, and then
hear-
it's like, ka-dunk.
And you just hear outside the door like kind of just whimpering as the bulk of the creature against it flops their back against it and slides down.
then just ends up just sitting. Yes, Ark.
I'm gonna take my rations, pull out a fish stick, dip it in some custard, take a bite, and then go back to my flute playing.
Is your goal just to be the nastiest British person ever? Because you're doing great.
That is
I mean,
rude.
that's the doctor.
I think his goal is to just fit as many Doctor Who references in as possible.
Yes.
It seems
There's
to
a
be
lot of
working.
them.
There is quite a lot, yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, how many seasons now? Like 16, 18?
Are we counting the
Plus
original?
classic.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
Zavis.
like, plus
Yeah.
plastic.
If the doctor or the architect isn't taking the bit, maybe Zavis, if they're bedded down close, would hear the same thing.
Yeah, Zavis. What would you like to say?
I would have probably followed Ray upstairs. Like,
Mhm.
fuck, where did she go? And like walk up there and just see her slumped on the floor and go, oh god. And like walk over to her disapprovingly, hands on the hips. How much did you drink, child? And I'm just gonna
Nani?
pick her up. I'm just gonna bloop and then kind of awkwardly carry her like, fuck do I? May, May.
Oh,
May.
I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
What is wrong? What is the problem?
And
I
I'm
rolled a
literally-
1. I puke on you.
He doesn't say. He literally just straight face, and he's just gonna hand her to May. Can you
I'm
put
gonna
her?
try to cast Spare the Dying. Is this not okay? Where in my culture kids can drink all they want. We just usually know to stop. I've never seen someone do this before. Are they gonna live?
She'll
So
be
on the
fine.
handoff, let's find out. I rolled a 2. I puke on you too.
There's unfortunately
Revenge
Ray
for
is
when
apparently
Mandy
a throw
puked
up
on my
drunk.
ex-boyfriend.
Hmm?
I said it's revenge for when Mandy puked on my ex-boyfriend.
I will die happy on that hill.
I'm just gonna and just look. I'm completely straight faced. Like vomit doesn't bother me. I've been vomiting a
So
lot before.
I guess
But
yeah. Make it quick. The only thing that I wanted to import beyond this was as you carry me off, Ray starts muttering about how absolutely useless she is.
No. Sad.
make a face.
It's okay.
I can't
It's
fucking
okay.
deal with this. I have like an emotional intelligence of 2. Take it.
It's okay. We're just gonna we're gonna get you cleaned off and get you into some clean clothes, and it'll all be okay. Let's go to bed. Kodamas, can you help me with this one? I don't know what I'm doing.
As you deal with that situation,
a
Cirrus,
liability.
are you doing anything before you go into bed?
I'm gonna look at her too and just kind of give her like 5 pieces of gold, and I'm gonna shuffle off back to my room.
All right, Cirrus,
muttering.
Is there anything you're doing? Hello?
Yeah.
Jeffa.
Yeah.
Jask.
How long has he not been here?
Okay, we're moving on.
Where
then.
did the desk go?
All right, Yukio, I take it you just went to bed. Lee, are you just going to bed?
Yeah, I just went to bed. I'm probably laying in my bed, silently thinking about how glad I am that I went straight to bed, hearing all of this commotion out in the hallway.
Yeah, it's definitely not quiet. There's some weird shit going on outside because these rooms are all like next to each other.
I was about to burst out, like slide my door open, stick my head out, say something, but then it all ended. So.
Oh, Jeff's mic is acting goof.
Darn it.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh my
shitty.
Oh no.
Oh no. We need to know what Jeff's gonna do.
As I walk away too, like if May shuts, I'll like shut the door for May and just turn around and be like, how many times in my life do I have to get puked?
Gotcha.
Jeff is doing the same thing as you.
Jeff is, like, poke your head out. You see Cirrus poke her head out the door, kind of look, one eyebrow quirked up, seeing this ridiculousness, just shakes her head and shuts the door and goes to bed.
We just exchange glances.
Yeah. It's like, look at each other.
Just, like, shake our heads at each other.
Just give each other long-suffering and knowing looks, like, oh, God.
Meanwhile, May is stuck holding a pukey child, just sheer determination. I am capable of this, and I'll cast Calm Emotions and just get to work.
Shift into mom mode.
Here. You nurturing, take that.
Okay. You doing
what? Sexist.
You doing
just kind of
anything?
like moving from absolutely distraught and sobbing to like quietly huffing and falling asleep.
Okay.
Calm Emotions is a hell of a drug. It's like Benadryl the spell. It's fine.
You can't cry if you're in a coma.
Right. Lee, are you doing anything?
Going to bed.
Going to bed. All right.
Yeah.
Well, as you all begin to slowly kind of find your various ways to bed, Zavas eventually, drunk, still half wearing his armor, passing out. Ark finishing your flute playing and tucking yourself in. Cirrus, comfortable and instantly asleep. Yukio, going to sleep not much later. Lee as well, calming down. Ray, a fitful night of drunkenly passing out. May, you are the last to bed down. And you feel the comforting presence of your Kodama all around as they praise you for your activities. Several of them just kind of like hands up in the air, like excited. And then they eventually help you
like
tuck.
LCD sound system's playing.
They help you tuck Ray in, and then one of them walks over and just pat on Ray's shoulder. And then as you kind of curl up and go to fall asleep, they just pile on top of you and just all lay around you, and you feel the warmth and comfort of the numerous Kodama.
Did May end up changing Ray's clothes?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no because reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, Possibly. Like, she didn't puke on herself. She puked on both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of just like cleaning up
gonna
the
say,
face and the vomit. Yeah.
Had I changed Ray's clothes, it would have just been silence anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a medical professional, kind of.
All right. As you all bed down, dawn will come the next day, and this is actually a good place to stop. So we will call the session, and we will be able to pick up again next week, I believe. Let me make sure.
Yeah. I have nothing going on.
Yes, we will be picking up next week. Obviously,
It's Friday. We ain't got no job.
Right. I don't.
Sorry.
Like, I don't got no job. Not after Wednesday.
That's true.
Not for a little while.
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm hoping my job gets.
Thanksgiving weekend. Obviously, things are a little funky. I don't know if anybody is going to be occupied that whole weekend, so we might play Thanksgiving if everybody's down, but no problems if not. But yes, we will definitely be playing next week. Thank you to everybody who has watched and stuck with us. We greatly appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. And please hang out with us next week, Friday, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, we couldn't play on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's always a Thursday.
You know what? You know what they meant.
I have no issues.
I'm so glad I don't work at a store for Black Friday anymore. Fuck.
Christ.
The worst.
I mean, this year it's gonna be nothing, so.
Are we playing rave music on Sirenscape now? God damn it.
I was like,
Alright.
This makes me want to play Mass Effect.
I'm going to hop out of here. I promised Alicia I'd watch something with her, and I don't have a whole lot of awake left in me.
See ya.
Have fun with 90 Day
Yeah,
Fiance.
Good night,
It's fun playing with y'all.
Doctor.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.